the intro real quick. So, when last we left our heroes, remind me, did we actually miss an episode of this show? We didn't.
We have
did
not.
We did not. I had to miss an Age of Ashes, but we made it in the week to not have to miss an Extinction curse. So last week, when last we left our heroes, well, we had a trying day, I would say. We have been
Lightly?
hot on the heels of a corpse for quite some time now. Several corpses. One that was made that we didn't agree with, and then one we made in response to that. But the second of those, a druid named Ariad, has used her powers over nature to sow a whole lot of chaos to the local town of Abberton. And even with her death, that hasn't stopped her various forces or wasps or elementals or pissed off animals of all kinds from still being a problem. And as we've been following around through town, ensuring everyone's still safe, the good people don't have to worry any longer, well, we've had to fight a lot of things. And last week, oh boy, did we fight a lot of things. After leaving a barn full of small impish elementals that we know Ariad had summoned, and we've now fought the entire spectrum of them, actually. We've fought the four nations, the water, the air, the fire, and the earth. We headed to the House of Golden Laws, the Church of Abadar, in the center of the town, to find... Well, how would you guys describe it?
Hell.
Fucked.
Hell and fucked. Both, I think, are pretty solid titles.
Fucky hell. Wormy fucky hell.
Two men digging up graves in the yard quickly revealed themselves to be not men at all, but horrifying monsters. Massive worms. Sentient worms that could not only speak, but could command magic and cast spells that had burrowed inside the skin sack of a couple of dudes to kind of blend in. That fight was a desperate one, and we retreated very swiftly, Lizardman quite literally carrying Arubis back to the circus grounds immediately.
It was more of a
afterward.
tactical repositioning, if you ask me.
Yeah. Well, whatever you want to
To
call
stay
it.
alive.
Tactically repositioned yourselves back to the circus grounds. And as you arrived there and settled down to, well, try to heal from your wounds and recover, much of the afternoon had started to pass. You still had a few hours before sundown, but we left off there at the circus grounds. I believe Zerg, we'll say, harvesting the fruits of his labors previously. Everyone else recovering, but this battle at the church, this was something different. These didn't seem to be natural worms. Natural creatures don't typically talk, have the sentience to try to disguise themselves and cast energy warping magic. And these certainly weren't elementals. Everything that Ariad had sown through Abberton so far had been something you could reasonably understand she had attained through her druid powers, but whatever the fuck those worms were, not that. So as we pick back up, licking our wounds here at the circus grounds here, I believe the plan had been to rest the remainder of the afternoon after this was the third consecutive retreat back to the circus grounds so far, if I on that one day, if I'm keeping track correctly. And to prepare yourselves for whatever might be inside the church, because you saw it was certainly something. But here, I leave it to you, team. What are we doing?
Well, Ilva, it was a lovely evening. Thank you very much. I should probably go check on my my lizard.
Your lizard elsewhere in the circus grounds. I don't know where you would be at the time. It's been a few hours since you came back from the church. So I believe you've been treated, you've been healed up. You're no longer wounded or in imminent danger of dying. But you're definitely not in your wagon.
I'd probably be in the nearby forest trying to look for Ara. Being like, Ara, swear to God, if you don't come with us tomorrow, we're not going. Gotta come with us. But I have to find him first.
Just assuming he's mumbled off into the trees somewhere.
Where's this fucking leaf?
Ara, where are you? You did seem to just kind of disappear for this church adventure.
I am actually in the nearby woods. And Lizard does stumble on me, seemingly asleep.
Ara, I would just reach down, claws bared, and then pet him on the head. Like, we're going out tomorrow. Don't be late. It's important you come. Oi, Ara, wake up. Ara, I'd pat harder on the head. Ara.
Nope,
Okay, I just grab one of the feet and start pulling him back.
So dragging your weird little stick doll. What does Ara weigh? What does Leshy weigh?
Ara weighs, I think I put down around 20-ish pounds at most.
That was kind of my guess, yes. He's very light. You're relatively small and incredibly light. So
I just pick him up by the foot and just walk back.
Just carrying him like a dead chicken.
Like a child carries a toy, just by the foot.
Ah!
So, meanwhile, Arabus, you were also pretty desperately injured in this fight. Largely tending to yourself here. What are you turning to in the ensuing hours after you've returned to the circus grounds, patched up the worst of your wounds, ensured you are not going to be meeting Pharasma today? Probably
won't go over well. Just sort of finishing up the last bit of bandaging myself up, taking care of things, just eyes closed, sort of listening to the wind.
You know, druid stuff.
Creepy.
The usual. But with the afternoon kind of marching on here, would any of you have anything else you wanted to do before the day ended? I know someone had already bolted down to the store to grab a couple more potions, in case of the previous fights, occurrences happening again. Was there anything else you guys wanted? Doesn't seem like it. So the rest...
soft cry into my pillow.
Gonna go eat a lot.
Well, of course. You're back at the grounds. You've still got a plethora of roast boar from your previous successes. And the rest of the evening, after an incredibly difficult and damn near lethal day, is spent resting, recentering, refocusing, possibly. Because as you awaken the next morning, a day much more overcast and certainly significantly cooler than it has been. I mentioned at the end of the last stream, we're level 3 now.
Hey.
So you've come a pretty long way since your opening night about a week or so ago. Now with level 3, you feel more of your power opening up, especially with Arbus and Ara. Ara through your bloodline. and Artemis, I'm not honestly entirely sure what your magic comes from. What does your magic? What is the actual source of your magic? Is this a learned thing? Is this innate?
It's, I want to say, maybe more divine than like half.
Okay, so something you still have to work to understand. You still have to commune, of course, but is granted to you.
Yeah.
Possibly, assumedly, by the Stormlord himself that you so worship. So readying yourselves with the morning, sharpening your weapons, focusing your magic, trying to get the last little bits of weird dented hooky shit out of your chainmail leotard from when a goat ripped it apart. What's the day's plans?
The church.
Yep.
The evil church.
So,
With the demons.
anybody got any ideas of like? I guess we just go in and punch them a lot.
It's good plan to me. I like punchings.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
not sure. They know we're coming, and if they know we don't have if they don't know we don't have a plan, they'll anticipate us having a plan.
why are
So
they
we'll
staying in there
surprise
though?
them.
We confuse them with no plan. Let's go.
Ah, you know that's like getting inside the head.
Yes, I get in heads.
I like it. Let's go.
So all of you, after a day of treatment and resting, you would have all of your health restored. So you can set that back on your little sheet there. And you head out fairly early in the morning, striding with a mixture of confidence and concern back towards the House of Golden Laws.
And confusion.
Kind of surprisingly. As you approach this, it looks exactly the same as you left it. Nothing appears to really have changed at all. The gate of the graveyard still hangs open where you'd left it. You can even still see as you come closer over the porch and through that gateway the stains from your own blood and even lumps of gore and flesh from the worms and the corpses they had inhabited, strewn, flies swarming around them, just laying in the grass. The one notable difference is that the bodies themselves, both of the worms and of the two men they'd inhabited, appeared to be gone.
Think-
Great.
This is not good. I don't like this.
I don't like this at all.
don't
There
like
were a
this
lot of
either.
other bodies. Maybe they like. I don't think we should go over there. Over that section, just that section. can
Steer
stay.
clear. Well, we came for the church, the main church. So I mean, yeah, sure. Let's leave the graveyard and the nightmares we encountered there.
Yeah. Quite. Sure. Let's go.
So the group of you head back once again up the white wooden steps onto the porch before the Church of Abadar. The two stained glass windows on either side still as damaged as they had been previously. Again, almost strange how absolutely nothing appears to have changed in your absence. And nearing the doors, looking inside once again, well, you solved one of your minor mysteries here. Up on the altar at the far end of the nave, or aside the altar rather, up on the pedestal, lay two fleshy gobs of skin. Clothes just loosely kind of scattered around. They don't even really appear to have a human shape anymore, and in fact, they look significantly smaller than they were previously. The figure you'd seen up there yesterday, the gray cloaked, spiral horned thing, is crouched over one of them. Massive, bloodied, clawed hands just kind of sorting around through the pile of skin. One of those small little imp-like demon things flits about nearby. Again,
Well.
don't immediately appear to notice you. What are we all doing here?
I'm sneaking. I'm fucking scared.
That's my question.
I am basically as crouched as I can be while still walking with my shield in front of me.
I feel like almost on the ground here.
I am almost on
walking
all fours.
fours. How about you, Artemis?
I am in the back, walking straight up, not attempting to sneak, and just sort of like looking in the sky, like all at the roof, just sort of taking it all in.
The roof of the building is interesting. It's one of the few buildings in town that appears to have been built with enough resources to be shingled rather than just thatched. And beyond that, even the edges of the shingles themselves glimmer in the scant sunlight coming down through the overcast skies, giving a golden, scintillating glow over the whole of the roof itself. Zerg,
Yes.
what's up? What you doing?
I'm avoiding the grave holes as best
Well,
as possible.
You go up the porch, so you're like a good, like the graveyard's around
Oh,
the
okay.
side
Sorry,
of the building.
I misunderstood where we were.
Walking up to the graveyard.
I'm,
here.
okay, well, I'm looking at them going,
You're doing a great job avoiding them.
So were the doors open, closed?
Here, I can actually bring us back over. This is a map that I do possess.
Oh, cool.
Oh no.
I can bring us back over to yonder,
Ah, beautiful.
where you can see inside, and as you're approaching here, you can see a second one of these small imps hovering about
yeah.
25 feet in the air with a comically oversized necklace just kind of draped around him over his wings that he's holding and looking at whatever pendant is dangling from it while he flies in the air, hovering around almost like a dragonfly, his wings beating spectacularly quickly. But you are here outside the door on the porch.
Is this the same thing that I saw through the window as well?
Yes, this would definitely be the thing that you had seen the other day through the window, and there's the body. you see.
Small, flying, kill. This is what I wanted to kill. Can we go in and kill, please? I'm very, very worried. I just want to
think-
kill.
It looks like its necklace is some like sort of necklace of power or something. I think we should probably like get the necklace. That's probably where all the power is coming from.
We kill.
What
Yeah.
power?
Like all these like dead things all over the place. Probably like a dead necklace or something. It's probably what's going on here.
A dead necklace.
Yeah,
Okay, so we kill it and then get necklace and we look very pretty.
right.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Does
All
anyone
three.
else have? Oh, what? Already?
Zave's gonna run in. Just run in.
Oh no!
Lizard Man's up at the door here, so he's gonna push past him into the room.
Well,
Yeah.
if he starts moving, I'm
Okay.
gonna push open the door because I also don't really know when 3 is. So
Okay.
So yeah, we've established you guys don't know this number. So the group of you crash into the room. Just
So does
bash
that
like,
guy notice us coming in? I mean, I
yeah,
assume he
slamming
does.
your way up through the wooden door, and everyone turns to look at you at once. The little demon flitting about in the air here, both hands around the pendant on this necklace. Again, these things are very small. This thing's only maybe 6-7 inches tall. It's a tiny little imp. Looks down at you. The one over by the corpse, flitting near the stand, turns to look back at you. And the creature that's pawing through the remains raises its head and looks your direction. And as it
That's
kind of
terrifying.
raises up, you can see its face. A hideous, almost mockery of human features just mashed into the front of its skull, horns spiraling out every which way, framing its brow. Its arms, all the way almost up to the elbows, are covered, slicked with the blood from this corpse it's just been working its way through. And as it puts its head up, even just a chunk of, you couldn't even tell at this point what body part from this poor man dangles down from its jaw. All 3 of these things look at you at once, seemingly just confused for a moment.
Excuse me, sir. Do you have a license to be so ungodly ugly?
And with that, the little imp up above you points frantically down towards the doorway where the three of you are coming through, looking back over towards the other tiny imp, which looks up at the one flying up to the ceiling and back towards the door. And still just pauses. Like they're all completely at a loss for what to do here.
I'm just as confused as they are, but I was going to get one quip in and we'd start coming to blows.
The one up top still staying high out of reach in the air here. Flits over a little closer, almost up above Lizard Man, and points down at you and calls back across the nave in an incredibly high-pitched voice. It's them! From yesterday! Dumbs that slew the Vorlak!
That doesn't seem like something we'd do.
Hey, they can talk. What? You can talk?
And the other one flies up a little higher than it was as the creature, whatever this horned demon thing up on the stand, pulls itself up to its feet and just kind of cocks its head towards the group of you. The other small one calls back, It can't be! Look at them! They're small folk! They couldn't have fought the Vermlex!
Excuse me.
How are they smaller than us?
They are like 7 inches tall. They're incredibly tiny.
This is bullshit. I want to take this height racism from someone who's even smaller than me.
And the one closer to you flits around, more concerned. I saw it! I saw it through the window!
Why do you
That
have a
one!
death necklace?
But he was a monkey at the time! And points down to Zerg.
I think he's mistaken. I'm not monkey. I'm half
Who is
strong, half stronger.
The other one flies up almost real close to you here. Monkey! Your ship forms as he kind of like flits around again like a dragonfly, kind of just moving and then hovering almost exactly in place. Are you one of the Druids? And then turns towards the door and sees Arabis. She looks like one of the Druids.
Zerg also fox.
Zerg Fox is not Druid. Do I look like Druid? I'm not Druid.
Yeah, I don't think you look like a druid. Don't
Who are you
worry.
going to believe? This thing who thinks I am monkey or not a Druid? What do you think? It's obvious. It's easy. He's wrong.
The one higher up flies much further away, almost all the way back across the nave towards the other demon, and calls down.
Kind of follow it along.
This guy's just sort of walking in a little bit and calls down to this demon thing at the altar. It was them! What are you doing? Standing here! Kill them!
What?
And he just
Wait.
sort of looks up towards the roof and back at the group.
Hey, he's got a good meal there. Don't like go bossing him around. He's got some meats, obviously.
I don't understand what's going on.
I don't understand. Why can you guys talk? I thought you guys were gonna give me like some kind of stupid thing that we could just like, I don't know.
The other
Why can you
little
talk?
one kind of looks at you. Why can you talk? You're an animal, standing up like a man, or a devil. What are you?
I'm a lizard man, so best of both worlds.
Racism is just everywhere. It's problem.
Calls back up towards the altar. They must be druids! A walking lizard, a monkey man, and this woman.
I am a druid,
And
but I am
look,
not just
there's
a
a
normal.
leaf that walks behind them.
He's not a
I
druid.
look behind me.
I'm not a druid. You crazy? Why do you have so? What?
What are you doing in here?
And the one flying higher up just screeches again. They slew the Vermlex! They're not druids! At least not the right druids! And the one closer down. It looked like druids to me. What do you mean, what? Arya
Are
left
you
us here.
friends with them? They're your friends, the big wormy guys.
And again, they
From
just looks
it.
absolutely puzzled, just cocking his tiny little head back and forth.
Wait, I don't get it. Do you want us to be druids or don't want us to be druids?
And the little demon further back walks up past the actual altar stand, which is a fairly large object, and just as it walks forward with one hand, just gets in his way, effortlessly just casts it aside, crashing down to the floor, and hops down onto the ground about 20 feet out in front of Lizard Man, but at the front of the aisle, and puts his face forward, just kind of looking across the group. His arms just hanging awkwardly down at his sides, sort of just dripping blood across the ground. And you can hear a brief call coming from deeper in the church, somewhere, muffled shouting of some kind. The back side of this main entryway has two further doors, one to your left and one to your right. The left one of simple wood, and the right one fairly large, heavy stone with an ornate golden knob and lock set into one side. That stone door on the northern side has an enormous stone font upended in front of it, barring it shut even were it not locked.
Do you guys have kidnappees in here?
Kidnap.
What is that?
The
I want
one
to look at
higher
the-
up literally starts hitting himself in the head with frustration. The smaller one, we took the priest, the cleric, the man of the cloth.
Why?
We held him here. Ariad
Why?
told us to.
Area. Why does he get to boss you around?
He just kind of looks around. What?
Well, I'm just saying, why does he get to boss you around? Why does he get to tell you what to do?
Well, it's just like
Yeah, I thought you guys didn't
everything's
know
just
how to
kind of
speak
dawning
anything.
on him for a second here. Well, he's very deep in thought about this. He doesn't have an answer for you. Not
Let
a
me
clue
solve
anyway.
this for you. If she was your master before, I am now. Release these.
Oh
people.
no, come on! I had such a good thing going, and you don't have to piss him off just yet.
I'm not
Just takes it.
pissing
Wait.
anyone off, Selwyn.
Wait. No! Kanade told us to help Ariad with the town.
Who's Kanade?
He just looks
I
at
think
you.
I know a little Kanade.
He looks back, and the one higher up, you see? They're not druids! Not our druids, you idiot!
No, we just haven't been filled in yet.
We're new.
We're
Really good
initiates.
He flies over up above
Where do
Selwyn,
you
like
teach Kanade in this town?
20 feet up, and just points down to Selwyn. Who then?
Who
Who?
done what?
If you're with the right druids,
Right?
who was their leader?
Kanade.
See? They know nothing! They're not the right druids!
The Stormlord
Look,
leads
I
us
missed the
all.
orientation day. What do you want from me?
The whole time, this little demon here is still just kind of inching forward, and now starting to kind of lose interest and just looking around and pawing aimlessly at the destroyed pews all kind of around him.
Try to take out a little bit of jerky and kind of like toss it in his general direction.
Pull it back and just throw it in front of this massive horned monstrosity. And this thing is like 7.5 feet tall before the horns. Like, this is a pretty towering, bulky creature. And as it walks forward, its cloak kind of flowing behind it, you can see a couple things. One, from the waist down, it appears to have furry goat legs, ending in cloven black hooves, and a long, almost hairless, rat-like tail, just kind of winding between its legs behind it. It's taking some efforts to keep that tail somewhat hidden under the cloak. As it gets closer in front of you, it becomes much more obvious. The second lizard man, as you're right in front of it here, and moves forward to reach down to whatever this jerky is and pick it up
folded.
and
It's
sniff
really
at
good
it
stuff. I've got more of that if you want some.
before cramming it in his mouth. You can see he's got a surprisingly fancy brooch holding the front of his cloak together. And it's a brooch you actually largely recognize. The icon of a curved leaf with a bead of dew at its tip. You would have seen earlier on Ariadne's
I'm going
back.
to throw a piece of jerky just up north towards the northern side of the building, like 2 squares up from him.
He picks up the jerky out of the ground, tosses it in his
Up
mouth,
here.
and sees you toss the other jerky, and looks at it and follows it, but it seems to land too far away, and he doesn't
I'm
care
gonna
that much. It is
Push
quite
in
small.
beyond Zerg, right behind the lizard man. That symbol on you. Do you understand me? That's the Stormlord symbol you wear. Does he understand me with wild empathy?
He is not an animal, but
Well, he's got goat legs. I thought I'd ask.
he just
That's
sort
racist.
of looks at you, also now cocking his head, confused, and just totters a little bit closer. He doesn't seem to understand you at all. The 2 little imps at this point have just descended into arguing amongst themselves a good 20 feet above you. And that has quickly descended out of common and into a different language.
That was good jerky. And I would go try and pick it up.
Would anybody notice if Zerg was to try and sidle around to that door you were mentioning?
I mean, they don't seem like they're paying a whole lot of attention right now. The imps above
Brilliant.
you are arguing, and the weird demon in the middle of the room just looks like it's confused and is just kind of snooting around.
Where was that door? Where?
It's this door on the northern side here. So
Beautiful.
you kind of work your way around these scarred and crushed pews that have been shattered in numerous places, and the furnishings and pillows shredded, thrown all throughout the room, over towards the huge stone font. As you get closer, this demon growls again, noticing it there as he watches Lizardman walk towards the jerky, and growls. And coming
What does that
closer towards you, seemingly now irritated, upset.
Oh no, he just thought I threw the jerky over there. No, Zig, the jerky's over here. See this? And I try and motion for the monster to look down. Trying to
The
get the
monster is pretty wholly interested in Zerg right now.
I step up behind someone through this. I guess this window's busted, right? Because I was not here for
It's
this
not
original.
completely shattered, but there's definitely big enough holes that you can
Yeah,
scoot through.
yeah, it's kind of
It'd be
like
difficult to do quickly, but you can do it.
I kind of step up behind. Hey, someone,
Yeah,
what's
it's
the
me.
plan? What are these things?
I
What
have
did
no idea,
miss?
and I don't know.
Should we just blast them?
Honestly, sure, go for it.
If anybody wants to switch your activity to recall knowledge, you could make a check to try and figure out what these things are.
That's a good call. What check?
Biggest,
So it
Biggest-
is religion, and it is a secret check.
All right, I am trained in religion.
What's your modifier, Coach?
It is +6.
So these little imps that are hovering around you are fairly easy to identify. These are quasits. Quasits are among the lowest ranking and most common demon that you would ever run into. And these are demons. These are demons from the abyss. These are not from the material plane. And these little shitters,
They still
Almost-
only have 1 foot.
they have 2 foot now.
Oh,
They just look like teeny little imps, and they're basically little demonic serpents. I can pop up their little icon for them too, because this is the actual
Yeah.
bestiary art here.
here's
Oh, it
the.
kind of blends in the background because they're very dark green. They are. They're quite weak. They're not particularly powerful, but they do, like all demons, have a decent mastery of magic, and these ones are particularly adept at shapeshifting. So while the quasits themselves in their normal form, where they're very tiny, are not a threat at all, they can easily and quickly transform into something much larger and much more dangerous. Now, this other thing across the room, you don't recognize that. It is clearly also a demon. A much larger and more powerful demon. But you don't recognize it. You're not exactly the most well-read.
For someone who reads a lot.
Selwyn, why is he wearing the Stormlord symbol?
I don't know. He probably stole it.
Yeah, he's looking at me funny. Somebody do something, please.
Now, the Quasits have pretty far devolved into their own argument up overhead and moved almost like to hit each other before they came together and linked arms, each on each other's wrists, like a particularly firm handshake. And at that, their squabbling stopped entirely. And they are now just fluttering there with nothing but the sound of their beating wings. Someone, as a final thing, you would know that all demons are weak to cold iron, and well, nearly all demons are weak to cold iron and good. That's shared across all of them. Definitely Quasits. When you don't know what the other thing is, it's a safe bet that if that doesn't work, it's definitely not going to resist it by any means.
So if it's walking towards Zerg,
It's kind of stopped right there at the edge of the platform. Gets confused and isn't sure what's going on.
Like the rest
okay.
of us.
I think he's hungry. Someone do something, please.
I would rustle in my bag and pull out just like all the like ration kind of things I have and kind of step this way. Be like, this jerky is better though. This one has kind of like a peppery, kind of like a tangy kind of flavor. I don't know if you want to try it, but it's like
As you talk,
real good.
the demon turns a bit, clearly noticing there's something there. And then slowly turns itself around entirely to look down at all of the rations that you just kind of pull out of your bag and reaches out with an oversized, bloody, clawed hand and just grabs a fistful of it and just starts munching at a wad of this meaty ration in his own hands.
I'm like leaning over around him as he's looking down. Zerg! He's distracted!
Stop looking at me.
I'm not looking at you. I look down again. Yeah, good jerky. Good stuff.
Can I inspect the door and try and find a way to open it?
Absolutely. As you look over this door here, it's a very high quality stone masonry, fit near perfectly in its frame. Engraved on its front with a massive, about 4.5 foot tall carving of the two-toothed skeleton key that's on the outside stained glass window that's repeated so many times in that shattered glass frame. The edges of the door have bits more embossing and engraving just as detail. But what you're interested in is two things: the huge wrought golden lock set into one side of it, and the enormous stone font tipped over in front. As you get closer to the door here, looking this up and down, you can hear from this distance clearly the shouting is coming from inside the door. The door is much too thick, and the majority of the church stone as well, for you to really get what they're saying. But it sounds more panicked than aggressive.
And if the guy is finished eating, I would step over to this skin suit. God, this is great meat. Oh yeah, I can see how you enjoyed this. Yeah, and I'd like kind of pick it up and kind of wave it around, trying to keep his attention.
As you flap around what looks like most of the lower half of one of the men you had defeated the other day, just with one less leg at this point. The good news is there's not much for gore innards left in this thing. It's just a blood-slicked bag of skin, heaped now haphazardly where its clothes have just kind of fallen off it around as it lost its shape. As this other demon kind of just munches, taking massive bites out of the rations in its hand, looks at you and looks down at the thing you're flapping, cocking its head, confused, Not really getting the message you're trying to send here. What's going on at the doorway? Arvis, Selwyn, Ara?
Are you guys done arguing?
They don't even turn to acknowledge you at all.
Mr.
They're
Quachian?
just still standing there, hands linked together, glaring intently at each other, but silent.
Alright, I'll
Right.
blast him.
I was about to say, at this point, my hands are in like the semantic ready to cast burning hands.
They're 20
Oh,
feet up. Oh, so I guess if you burning hands to the top, I'd let you
I don't
say
think
they're
Burning
right at
Hand is
the
going
edge
to be
of it.
really good against demons, Ara.
But as you
Oh, sorry, I wouldn't realize.
ready your magic here, the cast. I need you guys to go ahead and roll me initiative because Ara is, definitely starting a fight.
God damn it.
I get to be the one to start the
We
fight
got
this
so
time.
close.
We were never avoiding this. Peace was never an option.
Peace was never an option. This over yonder. I see a sick 20.
Selwyn is the most suspicious.
Yeah.
Hey, Mix.
Damn.
Arbs.
Arbus, PogChamp.
Arvis, man.
Get me in there. My dudes. Okay, let me see here. Roll some quasites. Quasites fast. Roll some large man. Large man also fast.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Alrighty.
feel wildly unprepared for this.
Arabis, as you see Ara readying to cast his spell, as is wont for Ara to do, there's kind of a lot of faffing about and unnecessary hand-waving as he readies. A little bit of bickering with Selwyn, it seems. You were the first to react here. You see, as he is casting something, this is certainly about to become a fight.
All right. I'm kind of getting more and more upset thinking about why this demon thing is wearing the Stormlord symbol. And I see these guys holding their hands above, and they're just, I sort of point my finger at them as I'm about, I like want to say something, but when I do, lightning goes up my hand, out my finger, and electric arcs at them.
Up towards the two closets.
Yeah.
All right. So they got to make some reflex saves.
Premature electric arc.
What's your spell DC, comrade?
19.
Is going to be a success and a critical success, as the closets are nothing if not extremely fast little creatures. One of the one you target initially, almost preternaturally, turning out of the way to leave his friend just barely clipped across the wing, taking 5 damage.
Yikes. That's
As your electricity
too
surges
much.
across him for how tiny he is, this sears him a bit. He is still a demon. None of them go down quite that quietly.
So I do that, but then I look at my arm like, and then I just sort of start backing out of the doorway.
My bad.
Yeah.
Looks like you guys are doing something here. And as the lightning surges across the room, the demon in front of Lizardman.
Do I not go first?
Oh, you do. Sorry, I didn't realize you tied. My bad. Selwyn. I thought you
Yeah,
had 26
I'll-
for some reason. I didn't see it was a 28 also.
Yeah. I'll see the electric arc, then judging on the way. And the lightning that was gathering my palm kind of dissipates. And are there any like broken chandeliers or anything in here?
Strewn throughout, didn't look like it had any chandeliers, but there would definitely be some destroyed candle stands and smaller candelabras that have been around the altar. I'm not sure
Okay.
exactly what it is you're looking for.
Well, I'm looking to shoot a candelabra at them, or in better.
Okay, yeah, you can definitely throw some little candles, metal candlesticks their way.
And I'll hit the one that was already hurt, or attempt to, with a 27.
27 is going to critically succeed.
That's pretty neat.
Dodging out of the lightning, he takes a candlestick bigger than he is to the face.
This is the damage. No. So 18 damage.
And with 18, as that candlestick smashes through this little closet, spinning it in the air, it loses a couple feet of height before it can regain itself, almost seemingly being stricken down by that one shot. But again, demons don't go down quite that easily.
Yep. And I'll give him a wave. I'm sure you guys are busy, and have a good day. Top of the morning, see you. And I'll go out to church. How's it going, Artis?
Also, just go ahead and hop back outside.
And I'll hop down here. Because I have fleet now. I go fast.
Ooh, fast speed. So now, this demon, as a lizard man, you hear waving an enticing skin puppet for this demon man, and Zerg's trying to get into the door. You hear lightning, incantations, and a candlestick slamming into a closet behind you. Which in an instant, the demon's countenance changes to a roar of outright rage. And he lashes out towards you. What's your AC?
What's me is those guys. I don't have any lightning.
What's your AC?
22.
He's not smart. And he is going to open up his maw impressively wide here and just try to munch. But just barely, you're able to dip out of the way. And then he's going to reach over down to the shattered pews next to him and kind of pick up a hunk of broken wooden bench, turn, and just hurl it two-handed overhead towards Zerg at the other side of the room.
Hey.
What's your AC?
20.
And you just barely managed to duck as this thing shatters against the wall next to you, leaving some cracks, even an impression in the stone, with the incredible force he used to hurl it. The two closets, seemingly very entertained at the concept of this devolving into a fight, even as one of them is nearly smeared, cackle, giggling madly, as the one who was hurt the most flies off a little bit backwards, getting some more distance before putting his hands together, rubbing his dumb little palms, and energy just starts to flow out of it slowly over his body, focusing largely on the area where the candlestick had smashed into him, but you can see a little bit up on his singed wing as well. And he is going to heal. But it's not nearly enough to offset what you've done to him, not even close. But what he will do is then transform into a significantly larger bat, now still fluttering up in the center of the church. The other closet is going to fly down directly in front of Ara, also transforming as he does. This one taking on the form of an enormous wolf.
Oh, if I asked you to stop.
Which is then gonna eat you. What's your AC, Ara?
Oh, that's a good, healthy 17.
Nice. Yeah, he's gonna bite you. Now, while he is transformed into the guise of a much larger growling wolf now, you can tell as he bites you, he's not that strong. He doesn't seem to be any more powerful than the tiny imp was, and his jaws don't mash shut with the force you would expect given his new size. Still, though, you're gonna take 8 damage.
8 damage. Oof.
8.
Lizard man.
I am going to. So I have a flab of skin. He goes down to bite me, and as he goes down, I just put the flap of skin over his head to try and blind him. I don't.
Okay.
No.
You dangle some meat in front of him here and just try to obscure his view as he turns to Zerg. Okay.
Yeah.
Roll me an athletics check.
Okay. It's just a 14. Probably not very good.
Oh, is it 3? I was like, how'd you get a 14 on a 17? But that was Roll
Nah,
20
just
doing
the
roll
way it
20
rolled.
stuff.
Yeah.
With a 14, you kind of bring this skin around him, and he just lashes out wildly with an arm swinging behind him that slams into you like a bull, knocking you over. And
Okay.
sending the skin just flying.
I am going to scuttle this way.
You
Can
are
I scuttle this way?
prone. You can move, crawl 5 feet is one action.
Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't realize I was that slow. Okay.
Yeah,
I will.
it's literally just you move 5 feet.
Okay, I'm going to get up and then scuttle this way.
Ara,
Well,
all the fucking around, you didn't get your spell off very fast.
yeah, that kind of ruined the whole idea here. So I'm gonna cast a cool spell I just learned through magic. I'm gonna use animal form. I actually learned some polymorph
He
spells.
turned into a wolf. You're also gonna turn into something.
A deer.
A deer. All right,
deer.
deer versus wolf.
You show him.
So that gives. I don't know how to do temp HP on this. So
I've just been putting it in the blue bubble, or the red bubble rather. You can do whatever you want, however
Cool.
you want to track it.
that gives me 5 temp HP. And it also gives me a nifty attack, which I'm gonna immediately use on him since he's right next to me. Which I think I have it set now. I didn't think I was gonna use this spell so soon.
Give the antlers.
Yeah, the antlers. I'm
All
going
right,
to.
I can get you a deer token for future reference. I don't
Yes.
have one right now.
That's fine.
Homie, you're very dear to me.
That's what I rolled to hit. I rolled 25 to hit.
25. Let me see. Does this change his AC? It does not. A 25 will hit.
And then it's 5 damage total.
Alright, so he bites you for 8. You gore him back for 5. Suddenly, nature war is happening in the corner. Zerg.
What's this thing next to me? On
It's a
Zerg's
huge
right.
stone font, like a basin, basically.
Oh,
like
that's the font. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty large. The thing looks like it's 4 or 5 feet all around. It's
Okay.
a massive
okay.
object. It would take
Okay.
you a ton of effort just to move it. Much
Okay.
less, like, pick it up and yeet it if that's what your head's
And that's
going.
what's blocking the door. Right. I
Yes.
understand now. I understand what I'm looking at here. Okay.
Aha! We got there.
Yeah. So the demon, the big boy, is he not in front of the stage, whatever you call it?
He
he's
is.
standing in front of
It's
it?
only about like a foot above the rest of the floor, but he
Okay.
is right in front of it. Yes.
And he's looking pissy. He's gonna do some nasty stuff, isn't he?
Well, he just
He's not-
threw about a third of a pew at you. So.
Well, a
seems
third,
pissy.
yeah, but a third is nothing to Zerg. Throw the whole pew. You got the big problem with me. Right, I'm not having that. Zerg is gonna run up to here and use that 1 foot stage area as a launching point to punch it in the head. So run, jump, punch.
All right, give me the take.
Yes. 17.
That's 17.
Almost a 20.
It was
With a-
it was close.
With a 17, as you get up there and turn to use his height advantage to slam down on him, you just crack into his horns. It shunts his head just a little bit, but his horns are like steel. And that definitely is not going to hit.
How many was that? 1 to move, 1 to punch?
1 to move, 1 to attack, yep.
I'll just punch him again.
Punch him again! -4.
It's the same. 17 again.
He rolled 4 higher. So he kind of confused. He just sits there and looks at you. Hit him again. And then just, again, his head just wiggles a bit before he just roars out. No longer amused by your shenanigans.
I may have
Aramis.
made the mistake.
Okay, finishing up, looking at my hands, confused, just sort of realizing the fight's happening. Hands at side now, and as I'm gonna walk back in, get to the doorway, and I can see the bat fluttering around, right?
Yes, but the bat and the wolf largely look like they should. The first having become a giant bat with a wingspan of 5 or 6 feet and a full-size wolf, but they're tinted a deep green, like the color of the closet's flesh was before they transformed.
Okay.
This bat
Okay.
still has that strange necklace looped around him, now the pendant just dangling as it flaps in the air.
So I get to hear, hands at sides, a swirling, thunderous cloud starts to appear around the bat. Sparks of lightning and stuff. And then I say in Druidic to him up there, now perish. Lightning. Tempest focus spell.
Alrighty. So he's going to take some damage. No save, no hit roll. That damage is going to
Holy
be
shit.
fucking 22. And with that, he has perished. Mission accomplished. 22 will absolutely strike and almost seemingly with force shoot the bat down in a crumpled heap of wood where it lands in the pews down below. But as it hits, its body immediately seems to twist and jerk and almost pull in, imploding on itself before it disappears entirely, leaving nothing but the necklace behind. The demon dragged back to the abyss from whence it came. Selwyn.
Alright. I'll walk back in as well. And I have a hard time moving in. There we go. It's like there was some wall force preventing me from
Some
getting
sort
inside.
of mystical
Yes.
wall of dynamic lighting. The token
Usually
did not
just force
pass.
yourself past that, but... And I'll shank him with my sword and say, here, you drop this. Ideally hitting him. And I'm flanking now, right? Since
Yes, ideally hitting him. That's usually
yeah.
how it goes. You are flanking, yes.
for 20, and with
20's gonna hit him.
Right, 13 damage.
And 13's gonna poke him.
And I'll try again. For an 18,
18 is also gonna hit him.
for 8 damage.
And an 8 will bring this second quasit
Nice.
down as well. As this quick 1-2 strike from Selwyn causes this wolf to howl in pain before also writhing and seeming to implode, leaving nothing but the larger demon at the far end of the room, who is now very upset.
Uh-oh.
Can I call it like, hey, Fetty, looks like you need to get to the gym more often. You're only throwing like a quarter of a pew, are you kidding me?
This advanced camping around hurling shitty insults doesn't seem to have any effect on this demon, who is now upset with the orc slamming him into the horns. And he's gonna rear back and slam forward into your chest with his horns. You hit them, they hit you. And he is definitely going to connect. And as the horn slam into you, you also feel near the bottom of your ribs, his teeth kind of rake across, ripping across the front of your chainmail, drawing blood there as well. So you're gonna take some damage. That damage is gonna be 13. I'm also gonna need you to make a fortitude save. Good news, you're great at these. Historically, anyway. We'll see how this one goes.
Sorry, what?
Make a fortitude save.
Oh, so I thought you were talking to Lizard. I was like, why
Nah.
is Lizard doing a fortitude save? Okay. Sorry. 17.
With a 17, oh my god, he failed one. It's happening. As he bites you, he doesn't even bite you. As his teeth just kind of scratch across you, you feel your flesh start to warp and knot and churn. As all of you can actually visually see around his shoulders and the bottom of his neck where it comes out from his leotard, what almost looks like bulbish, knotty growths of skin appearing in an instant across him. It's quite off-putting, really. It doesn't look great.
I don't feel great.
And then, after he hits with his horns, he just starts windmilling his hands towards you, just swinging wildly.
Uh-huh.
The first claw is gonna strike you, and the second is going to miss. So he's gonna hit you with the fangs and one claw as he just spins them wildly. Claw's gonna hit you for another 11 damage, but you don't feel that same warping effect just from his hand strikes.
It still sucks.
Hurts.
Okay. So I Zig, give the men some space, and I run up, and I try and slash down, trying to grab his hands off of Zerg with just a regular swipe.
He slash, you
22.
slash. 22 is gonna hit.
Good old
And,
5 damage.
He's gonna take 5 damage. As you bring your claw down onto his arm, you rake across, draw a little dark oozing blood from him, but you don't even get his attention.
Yeah, I'd back off. And then I'd raise my shield. Brace for impact.
Ara.
So can I move over these pews?
Yeah,
Is
they're largely destroyed. It's gonna be difficult terrain trying to walk through the area with the wrecked pews in it. So every square is gonna be 10 feet of movement, but you can
10
move
feet.
through it.
10. I have 50 foot of movement, so I'm a very fast deer.
Oh, deer got the speed.
Can I
You
move
can
right?
Carouse.
Yeah, can I move? Be able to get to right there then? Easy.
Yeah, I mean with 50, I'm sure you could run down the aisle and hop over.
So, yeah, I'm running, I'm hopping, I'm galloping, and as I get closer to him, I jump up in the air and bring my horns down on the back of his head, trying to hit him with that.
Okay.
Like,
Many headbutts.
This is a headbutt horn fight here.
I rolled
I'll
a
show you some
27,
horns. 27 hits.
8 damage.
And you slam him for 8 more damage, having done a little bit more. 27, actually, you're flanking him, so that critically hits.
So,
Because he is flat-footed to you, so he's going to take 16 damage. As Ara, now in the form of a deer, runs over and gores into him with his horns.
and then I back up. My third action.
Zerg! The demon turns around towards the deer, now furious.
Can I move? Is my skin okay? What's happening?
Well, it doesn't feel particularly painful or anything. It's really odd. It's almost like a cancer. Like your flesh is growing in instants to create this disgusting, mutilating warping. But it's not painful. It's not really inhibiting you at first appearance. Not sure.
Okay. Yeah, gross. Okay, so he's facing away from me now. Can I see its tail?
Well, it'll be considered a cloak, but you can see where
Oh,
its
yeah.
tail certainly is.
Yeah, I'm going to attempt to grab that.
Okay.
Give me
Make
these.
me an athletics check.
18.
With an 18, you reach down to try to grab onto his tail, but it's come below you, and your little height advantage here from the stage isn't really helping you out, especially it's kind of under a cloak. You grab some little fistfuls of cloth, but he just pulls away.
All right, then. I'm just going to grab a whole handful of cloth.
Okay. Well, you can try to get it at -5.
Yeah, I'm not going for the tail now. I'm just trying to grab the cloth, basically.
Okay.
22. -5, sorry.
17, so slightly lower. As you grab at his cloak, you latch on and just with both hands get as sturdy a hold as you can. And he just lunges forward, snapping where the brooch is connected to the cloak and just ripping free of the thing, leaving you holding a hoodless gray traveling cloak and no demon.
Is the brooch attached to the cloak?
It is.
Sweet. All right. I guess I'll attempt to punch in the back of the head.
All right. Give him a slap at a -8 because your fists are agile.
Oh, that is a good point. Okay. 11.
11, not gonna do it. You just bop him on the back of the head, and again, you hit him with the horns again. Just bam. So, but you got a cloak now with a very shiny metal brooch. It's pretty big, like 4 inches across and 2 wide. You can see reflection in it. It's real nice.
I look horrible right now.
Yeah, not a great look. Arabis.
While all that's happening, a storm cloud starts appearing over this giant monster's head as I walk in, swirling around, crackling thunder, and tempest surge to his skull.
Drop another bolt from the heavens down on him. Well, from the ceiling.
From the cloud.
Yeah.
Ooh, considerably worse.
Right. He is going to take 9 electric damage.
DC 19.
And he's going to make a saving throw. Okay. He is going to fail. So that means he's clumsy. Clumsy 2?
2
Yep.
and persistent lightning damage.
Clumsy 2 and some persistent. It's 1 persistent lightning. Was it 2 persistent lightning damage now?
It's 2 because it increases with the heightened.
Clumsy 2 and 2 persistent lightning damage. Selwyn.
All right, I'm gonna move out next to the demon. Thank God I took fleet, and try to stab him in the back.
As this
As
bolt
I'm-
wrecks through him, lightning crackling across his body. He staggers a bit sluggish. And you're flanking.
Try to make this man have the worst day possible.
Well, you're in a pretty good position to do that.
I will use my session reroll on that 13.
That's a sick 3 on the die there. Nothing cool will come out of that one,
That
unfortunately.
is a 28.
28's absolutely gonna critically hit as he reels from this lightning.
22
So-
damage.
Yeah, your sneak attack multiplies. Yep, so that's a solid just 22. You certainly couldn't take another hit with that like that, as you are the first to really drive a weapon just into his body. Everyone else is kind of beating on him or scrabbling across him.
And I'll nod to Lizard and say, my work here is done. And I'll run to the back of the church.
Though enraged, he's gonna lean down and pick up another just large bit of furniture, heft it overhead, and pitch it across the nave towards Zara.
Can I try and interrupt that? Is that can I block that when he's trying to pick it up? Can I slam it down?
It is just an attack, so no.
Oh, okay. But I guess I could still try and attack of opportunity.
You can attack of opportunity while he's picking it up, though. You can do that. Because that would be interact, yeah, from the
Well, it's a 15.
15's
No,
not
no.
going to do it, though. So you just kind of, again,
I'm just
Scrape-
waving my hands all over the place.
scrape your claws across him. What's your AC, Ara?
It is now 19.
Ooh. Oh, that's not going to prevent this big piece of pew from hitting the large deer that's
No.
kind of hopping his way across the wood. And good news, you also got some temp HP, because this is going to crash into you for 12 damage.
12, so 5 of that's temp, so that what leaves
So you
7?
take 7.
Yes.
It is going to
Math.
turn back around and just try to munch the lizard man. What's your AC?
22.
22. That's pretty spicy. He's gonna get you. With your little wooden shield not seeming to be nearly strong enough to keep such an enormous and powerful demon away from you. As he just leans in to bite, you're gonna take 10 damage, and you're also gonna give me a fortitude save.
Okay. Fortitude save. I may use my session reroll on that, because
I see
that's a
it.
2 on the
It's
die.
a 2.
Well, it went to 16, so,
That's- So with the 16, as he bites down on Lizard's shoulder, you see much the same thing happen. His teeth pierce through you. You do take 10 damage. It's painful. And as he kind of scrapes away some of your scales coming free in his maw, blood now running down you. The bleeding itself seems to be staunched by your own flesh warping and growing into a massive bulbous shoulder that connects up almost to the side of your jaw and forces your arm to kind of hang out a bit away from your body. You can't put it all the way down to your side like some massive deformed half hunchback. And then he is going to take 2 electric damage, everything coursing through him. And we're just going to roll a d20 to see if it ends. It does not. Lizard Man.
So my arm is kind of like out to the side here. It's not really quite.
It's
putting
not
down all
enough
the
to
way.
really impact your like fighting style. It's just you can't comfortably lean it at your side, and it's a massive deformation. But
Hey, well, Selwyn had a good idea. She must have created a hole somewhere. And I just reach around wherever she was stabbing and try and find the hole and just gut him a bit.
try and get your claws
him
up
a
in the
bit.
squishy bits.
26
26 will hit.
for 6 damage.
And I mean, you're fairly successful getting your claws in there.
Ugh.
And then so I've just got 1 action left. 2 action left?
Do
I
it.
just hit him.
Yeah, all
2
you do is
action
hit.
left. Okay, I'm going to step back a bit. I don't like this guy at all. And raise my shield.
He's biting me and it's making me gross.
This is yeah.
So as he rampages in pain here, further smashing the wood of the floor around him and what's left of the furniture in the vicinity, he almost seems as interested in smashing and destroying. His attack's almost reckless, not even necessarily directed towards anyone, just people that happen to be in his way here. Aura.
I'm gonna charge at him again. This time coming down low. And being smart man, going for the part of him that has actually opened. So, watching the lizard, I am.
As he just flails, the antlers come down again. He's still
Yeah.
clumsy. He's now flanked.
A 17
17 will hit.
for 6 damage.
It's not going to be quite enough to bring him down, but the creature is clearly taking a massive amount of physical trauma, even if it doesn't really seem to be bothering him much.
And then I'm just gonna use my third action to hit him again. I'm gonna go for it.
Ooh, Aura's in there. -5.
I'm gonna use my session reroll.
Ooh, he's in there.
Well, he wants it bad. Cool.
22 minus
so
5, so
That's a
17
17.
for 13 damage.
That hits. Aura, what do you do?
As I continue to gore him, I get one of the antlers in, and it gets stuck. So I'm trying to pull it out, and I'm panicking, and I just kind of rip it up even further and just get it out, and then kind of look. And I shift back instantly. I dismiss the spell, and I go, that's gross. Anyone got cloth? Anyone got cloth?
I think you can borrow Gut Boy.
Yeah, I've got these. Big cloak from the first.
Wait, no. I'll sprint up and try.
That
to
the thing that had the Stormlord symbol on it?
There
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
It's still, you can see it dangling as he hands it over to Aura to wipe the dark demon blood.
I
off
would
his forehead
literally
with
run over and try to rip it off.
Yeah, I'm trying as well.
So just dive on it, trying to stop him. Now this demon does not simply wither away, dissolve, ripped back to his plane. He lays there, as dead as any man, as dead as the 2 men up on the altar that he's been snacking on.
Ugh.
Just a massive, disgusting lump. With the battle over, his cloak removed as you all kind of gather around him for various reasons here, mostly to stop the cloak from being used to wipe off Aura's blood gore. You notice that this monstrosity, this demon, is not a pretty creature. All of his skin appears to sag and wrap in strange ways, almost completely covered by the same kind of deformations that he seems to have inflicted on Zerg and Lizard Man. Not a pretty boy.
Think we're gonna turn into that? Do you think that's how this works? Do you think I'm
Yep.
infected?
Yes.
Should you just kill me now?
Yes.
God, do we
I'll
have to
pull
get
up
it
my
over
dagger.
with?
Can this be fixed with oil, perhaps?
Yeah, if I poke it, I have like one of my claws, and I poke one of like the things. Does it like stuff
It-
come out?
No, they're not like
They're like-
pustules. They're knots of solid flesh and skin.
Ugh.
Big skin tags.
Can I investigate it if Lizard Man would let me look at it? Is it?
Yeah, look at this one. This one's all gross.
Yeah, I got bit first. Look at mine. This is not good.
No, this one's bigger. Look at this.
You want to talk about what's bigger? This is not the time, Lizard.
Yeah, it's making me look swole though.
It's true. You look very muscular. It's very nice.
So as you look down at Lizard Man's very muscular, very nice deformation. What is your religion skill, Arbus? Your modifier?
Oh, let me check for you. 4.
Sick. Looking down across the thing, whatever has been inflicted upon Lizard Man's shoulder here, with how abruptly it grew, it seems to have taken hold in his body. It's not really affecting him negatively at the moment, other than making him very unpleasant to look at. But it seems like something that is going to continue to grow and spread and overtake him.
Would I have any idea how to treat said thing, being known medicine stuff?
It's not an injury. It's not a
Yeah.
disease. It's not something you understand how to easily treat.
I would like to have a look as well.
Oh, I didn't really need that arm. I guess I could just like cut it off.
No, you look
Fine.
at Zerg. He wanted the attention too.
Yes,
so
somebody, please. I'm very.
I am looking
worried
at the
about this.
lizard.
Okay,
Hey,
okay.
man.
You go over
Petty.
there with the Zerg man.
Picking
Okay.
favorites, I get it. Whatever. It is.
So you had a +6 on your religion?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So as you take a look, you have no idea what you're looking at. This is just something you couldn't even really begin to put together. As you start to look at him again, you hear the muffled yells from behind the stone door.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
cleric. He should know. And
I
I'll,
totally forgot about them.
can one of you pull this away?
Sure.
I do it, but I don't want to sprain my back, and I feel like I used up all my luck last time I tried.
Okay. So should I roll an athletics?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me an athletics check.
30.
Phew.
So with a 30, this definitely has not reduced your strength, as you reach down and are able to quite easily heft aside this massive font here and open the door to a man beyond. And the man there is pretty clearly a cleric. He's dressed in a fashion that very well matches the church that you're in, with gold and white robes drawn about him, but soaked with blood and ripped in numerous places. He has a pendant around his neck with what appears to be the skyline of a city engraved upon it. But he is horribly deformed. He clearly has taken some pretty serious injuries, with massive cuts drawn across his face, blood long since dried and clotted, but his whole face is bulbous and swollen up. And you can see throughout his robes, which would hang relatively loosely, it's so severe that parts of it are drawn tight around his body.
Oh man.
And he
This is
looks-
making me more worried.
I'm very worried. Hello.
He looks up to the
Yeah.
group of you. Oh, fuck you! For having a
Yep, just cut off my arm. I didn't
Does
Kind
anybody
of,
speak
it's
this
fine.
language?
Yes, thank Abadar, I'm saved.
Is mono absolutely deafening now to anybody else all of a
Yes,
sudden?
he is.
Really?
Yes.
Nothing's changed on my end. I'm sorry. I'll put my mic back.
It has gone back to normal, but you
good.
just
Whoa.
suddenly became like ear-shatteringly deafening. That
I'm
was
so
weird.
sorry. I'm
Okay.
so sorry.
That's
I don't know if
good.
it was just
It's
me or
so
not.
fine.
So,
Yeah, I couldn't really tell either.
he standing up as the door opens unlocked kind of staggers forward, arms outstretched towards Lizardman, almost fumbling for support. towards you.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Oh, help the man.
Step back away, not wanting to be touched by this man. And he kind of stumbles a bit before Selwyn steps forward, but Selwyn is quite small. So he
I do my
drops
best.
down to his knees, kind of catching onto Selwyn, turning his head up towards you, very oddly close. Thank you for God wish to smile upon me. Oh. It turns and
Sure.
looks around the room to the slaughtered demon laying here and the just devastation wrought throughout the church. He stops, dead silent for a moment.
I swear we didn't wreck the church. It wasn't us, it was the demons.
And he sags back a bit on his knees and turns a bit towards the church. His jaw almost just slack.
Oh, I'm sorry.
People
can
are worried about your face.
Great. Walk this man over.
Yeah, don't worry about the church. The church will be fine.
So, as you look him over, it doesn't look to you like there's much you can, like just kind of looking at him, much you can do to help him with his injuries. This is clearly just a dramatically more advanced and severe progression of what has happened to Zerg and Lizard Man. But the scrapes, the actual cuts, the exposed blood, they've all been tended to. They're still there, but they're not deep. They're already starting to heal even. He's clearly tended to his own wounds over the course of what looks like it's been days. He's been stuck back here.
Oh.
As he just sits there kind of sobbing on his knees, everyone just sort of standing around him, someone making sure he's okay. Everyone else is kind of awkwardly standing around.
I'm looking for that pendant that one thingy thing had, the closet had.
Necklace?
You would be able to find that pretty easily, as he fell near you as you pick through the pews and lift up a pendant of a simple, what appears to be just a hemp strand looped through a white alabaster carving of an angel, bent forward with one hand up and the other across her face. And you can see even sculpted into her face tears down her cheeks. Doesn't mean anything to you, but you're the one with Read Aura, correct?
No, that would be Arbus. I'm the one with
the
Detect
Arbus.
Magic.
Well, detect magic, you definitely detect magic in the church.
Yep. Well, that's a thing for another time. I put it on and walk over to someone.
Well, it's definitely way too small for you to wear as a necklace.
Oh, I put
This
it on my
little 8-inch creature is wearing as a necklace. You can get
I
it
put it
over
on my
like
wrist.
a finger or two. You can't even get it over your little nugget hand.
I put it on and walk over to someone some way, hanging on a horn.
All right, yeah, you got a little horn antler. And head over as this man
All
is
right.
still just bent over, his face buried in his hands. Just seated now on his haunches. The sobbing having grown quiet now, just to occasional sniffles.
You okay, buddy?
He would have to sigh. Church.
Yeah, it's a bit of a stinger, ain't it?
It's just the building. What is problem? Look at your face.
He'd look up, now somehow a little worse, with tear-stained massive growths across his face, looking towards Zerg. The house! Oh God! Abaddon's worship! Desecrated! Ruined!
Yeah, you can borrow it.
What?
You should be thankful that the Stormlord brought me here to save your life. Forget your walls.
I apologize.
I think I'm the one apologizing.
Thank you.
Well, I
Where
want to
you
hear
are. I owe you my life. I go to drain. Please the Abadar. And it seems like he's so very swollen he can't get his mouth all the way closed, which is making it very difficult for him to communicate here.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Sir, can you
well, I
fix...
thank in my prayers for this rescue.
The Circus of Wayward Wonders, led by Sylvan the Clown.
Lord, Selwyn,
What?
The Storm Lord.
No.
Yes.
No.
Is no one gonna ask him what's wrong with his face and body?
We
Well,
know
I was
what's
gonna-
wrong. Look at me. Look at Lizard. He's not good.
I
That's what
think
we're gonna ask.
He looks up to the two of you. So the demon, he laid hands on you as well.
that smell,
I
but yeah.
tried to fight them. I couldn't hold them off. I wasn't strong enough. I wasn't strong enough to defend this holy house of God.
Well, it happens to the best of us. I struck to the rest of the party. Do you know what's wrong with you? Do you know how to fix it? More importantly.
A curse. The demon's bite works a terrible curse.
Right. Okay. And how do we fix it?
It's beyond my magics. I couldn't tend to myself. We can only hope it runs its course.
I'll turn to Liz and Circus. Well, you guys are dead.
Yeah, it sounds like that.
No,
Oh, clearly.
no, it's unpleasant, surely, but no worse than that, really.
Or did
Is
you
it-
start off looking like that? Because I feel like it looks like it's spreading on you.
It hasn't gotten worse, am I confinement?
Now I can
Demon-
feel it spreading. It's like it looks bigger now than it did before, didn't it?
He dealt me terrible blows. He motions back towards the door where you found him. I had my holy bow to defend me. I tried to fight him off, but he dealt terrible wounds. But this didn't stop me from healing. Just left this disgusting mark. His marks across my body.
Is it permanent?
I don't know.
Fuck.
Indeed.
Oh, sorry. Darn. I'll do like a.
No.
What I will imagine would be like a sign of Avatar.
Raise his hands. With what you've done, you're saving me. The judge of the gods will forgive such meager transgressions in his house. There's nothing to what I am allowed to happen here.
Can we get
Please.
you somewhere?
Where are the rest of them? They must face justice.
They already have.
I think we'll kill all of them.
This demon, 3 of his smaller imps, the 2 men.
3 of his
Pretty
imps?
smaller.
3 small gestures with his hands. Impish shorts, flapping like bats, dragonflies on the wind.
Right, Quasits. No, we only killed 2, so I guess we're missing 1. Completing the set.
Find them.
Maybe.
Find them, please. I wasn't strong enough to wreak the God's justice. You must be my hand. I'll give you what I can.
Now you're talking. Yep, yeah, I mean, the Service Avatar is all about equivalent exchange.
And he nods. Of course. Find the last of them. They all came together, kicked in the door. That massive fiend, he gestures to the demon on the floor, 3 of the imps and 2 men, their skin hanging loose on their body. The opposite of what has happened to us.
Right.
That sounds creepy.
I would be nothing in the face of my God if I did not repay you in kind with his vengeance.
Yeah, about that. Do you
Yes.
want me to move this stuff out of the chat? Yeah, maybe. Here, 1 second. Yeah, I'm just going to pick up the 2 body sacks and take them out of the church.
As you just kind of drag these loose skin sacks out, just leaving almost like a paintbrush trails of blood just up the main aisle outside on the porch.
You're welcome.
Nods.
Follow behind
Well,
him.
Howling the clown and your circus, or the Lord of the Wind and the Waves, whoever it is that sends you. What has happened at the Hermitage? The 2 men, I recognize them with this fiend wore the cloaks of the Druids of the Hermitage of Blessed Lightning. What has happened? What has befallen them?
I guess that's where we're going next.
And he looks to Arbus. You're one of them, no? I don't understand what has happened.
He is not off the Hermitage.
I don't understand. This is not my tribe.
And he points down. These are demons, risen from the invested stuff, from the darkness and plains below. Demons have no place in the Hermitage. It is its own sacred halls. But of Gazra, your Stormlord.
I don't understand what is happening. This is. I don't know.
Nor do I. Something terrible is afoot, I'm certain. But I am in no state to stand against it, but I can't even defend these hallowed halls. Please, find the last of these fiends, these demons. It cannot be left to work their evils, whatever their range. They must be stopped.
Sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
I think you need to rest and stop talking for a while. It sounds painful.
Oddly enough, strange creature, it is not. These declarations just gross because we know pain. And some discomfort only by their odd form. But
Yes.
much better than it would seem from my appearance.
That sounds nice. That sounds nice, but I'm having a hard time understanding you, so I'm just gonna go over here.
So,
We need to find the last demon.
Agreed.
oh yeah.
So,
Do you guys know how to like hunt demons or something? Like, I don't know. Can we like, is it like a special whistle or like summoning dance we can do? Sick.
No, but I have an idea where it is.
Oh,
No?
no summoning dances. Okay, fine. Sure.
I
Do you
don't know
want me
anything.
to summon something for you, lizard man?
A demon of the small stature that was like around here somewhere.
I can't summon demons.
Yeah, neither can I. Someone, how are we gonna find this?
I believe it might have left this place to warn whatever is at the Hermitage.
Warn them at what?
So let's go.
That's
One of us.
Paizo once the leader.
You know,
Is
this
this
would not have been
area-
a problem if we killed it when I
is
said
the
we should.
house of gold secured? If you could at least ensure that they can no longer trespass upon these grounds. I trust You will not go in time.
Sure.
Yes.
Should check the entire building first, top to bottom, just to make sure. Isn't there a door over here?
There's a door, and yeah, he kind of gestures across to there. The stars! If they were seated there, or the guards outside. Once you get on the corner, perhaps they have sheltered within. And Lizard Man, as you head over, just kind of looking over to him, kind of over trying to translate what the hell he's saying. You open the door, simple one and unlocked, to what appears to be a decently sized storage chamber, about 15 feet square, with racks and wardrobes filled with various vestments, several more sets of the robes he is wearing, as well as a rack of much simpler ones, alongside candles, stands, polish, all sorts of other accoutrements for running the church and his services kept in here. It looks like it's largely untouched by the demons, actually. It has not been ransacked and ravaged like the nave of the church has. And another door in the back end of this just leads to a much smaller walk-in closet with more standard traditional outfits, as well as an assortment of travel and rain hooded cloaks, if necessary, for services. Also back in here are various picks, shovels, bits of rope, and more mundane materials necessary for upkeep, the services, burials. But certainly no more closets.
Are there any, fur coats or something?
There are no fur coats back here, no. They're all fairly simple cloth.
Any, leather? Any leather
None leather
coats?
I want to do read aura on our boy here.
On Joseph?
Yeah. Does he detect as magical?
As you cast the spell over him, you quickly run it down the necklace he's wearing, his robes. You don't sense any aura of magic on him.
No auras? Okay. Just
So
making
as you start
sure.
to explore the area and check out these storages, he moves back and steps into the vault, retrieving something off of the ground, and coming out with a very ornate wooden crossbow of spectacular craft. Its flight deck traced with gilded metal, and the tips of its arms inlaid iron and steel. Engraved all about and onto its handle, again, the golden key, the holy symbol of Abadar. And as he comes out, your Readara does detect this crossbow is certainly magical, but he picks it up on a leather sling and sets it across his back, and spends a moment getting it back into place. If we're looking for the oversight of the gods above and their holy weapon I use to defend these lands, it will not have survived an attack.
Seems like a fine weapon.
Abadar defends me through it as his hand.
As the Stormlord does me, I am his weapon.
I don't mind taking weapons from other deities.
What?
What?
Did you
I thought we were handing out weapons.
This is very aggressive bow, symbol. He turns the strap around so you can see it kind of hanging from the hook on the front, and just shows it down to you with the engraving on the hilt and everything. This is a tool. I don't know weapon, not simple weapon.
No.
I'm glad you can understand this guy.
I can't.
It's a 50-50.
At this point, I'm trying to climb up on Lizard Man.
Yeah, come here. Oh, Plant. We can go do things.
We should check the roof. Just in case.
Oh, yeah.
The roof
Yes.
is outside, and If he's nothing like what I saw is, he hefts the crossbow. I can strike him down from there with holy vengeance. Check the yard.
Oh, okie dokie. Good.
And I
Yeah.
like this theory. Far wonder when they are found.
I'm leaving.
Yeah, this guy's weird. Okay.
And as you guys
Good guy.
also just head towards the door here on your way out, he raises the crossbow. The gold question, light your crack, the holy city, and turns
That's
and
all-
heads back into the vault behind.
I shout behind me. That sounds great.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
You go, you rock. Woo!
So
Your
Come on.
thing.
where are you guys?
Out.
just leaving?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can handle one closet.
You're not gonna check the graveyards or the
We should
mausoleums or
probably-
anything?
No, we'll
We
check
should
the
probably
graveyard.
check.
The graveyard. I mean, the graveyard. I don't know. That's and
I'll watch the
probably nothing
graveyard.
over there.
Oh, there's the
I
graveyard.
don't feel the need to look
I
at the
don't.
graveyard too
Yeah,
much.
there's probably nothing over there. Don't worry about it.
But what if
Is-
we run into a demon? I need the mightiest to protect.
You-
Oh,
we protect
I
from
thought,
distance.
I mean,
I thought
we
you were a
checked
lizard.
yesterday. We checked yesterday about whether there's nothing over there. Don't worry. Just be wasting time.
I provide moral support.
Yeah.
I thought you were a
Go
lizard, not
team.
chicken.
Go team.
Give me an A. Give me an R. You
So
can
you
do
can-
it, Arabis. You do this. It's fine.
You can spell, but you can't count.
he only.
That
You can only spell the first two letters.
That's what I was gonna say.
Almost spelled my entire name.
Kind of genius.
Oh, the two big, strong men of the party. I don't want
the
to
Stormlord is
Ooh,
definitely gonna be with you. So
That's not a good look.
Yeah, what you need? Strong man or Stormlord? What is better for
I
you?
think we
Do
need
not
strongest man.
speak like this about the Stormlord.
Oh, by the way, high five. I totally give a high five. Remember the high fives? I totally give a high five for Stormlord. He did good work in there.
He is fantastic.
You guys are big and scared.
Hey,
It's so
no
weird.
growling. No growling. We talking about growling. It's no good. High five. High five's the
Are
way
we
it's at.
are we checking out the graveyard or not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
good luck.
Aye,
It's
let's
just
go.
that-
Now let's walk on ahead. I have no
I don't want to be
experience
left
in
over
this
here by
graveyard.
myself. Fine.
Don't
You
worry,
take us
I
up here,
will
I'll go.
protect you under the Stormborn's protection. You
Oh,
don't.
good. I'll stand behind
I
you.
don't feel good about this.
I feel perfectly fine.
Yeah, it's because
Alright,
you
you
weren't
went-
here last
Yeah,
time.
you would.
Wait, hold up. Wait a
You
second.
You just
What-
totter off into the graveyard here.
Wait, hold
And-
up a second.
You, as you come through, would also find the last of what's missing from your previous adventures. The two corpses of the worm demons just sort of heaped together in the nearest grave in a pile on top of the still opened casket.
Yeah, they look fine. Good.
I
Okay.
have a suggestion. Shouldn't we look after the peeps? Give them some medical attention.
The peeps.
Well, I mean, I'll point to Cirque or Blizzard.
I could patch them up very quickly before we go in, but I mean, time is of the essence.
Oh, I
So,
thought that
it's not
the
that much of
graveyard
the
didn't have
essence.
anything you need.
Okay.
All right, you're about to experience the greatest healer the world has ever known. I like rub my hands together. Put my hand into my backpack,
All
and I'll
right.
start looking them over.
So, while you tend to him, and between Lizardman and Zerg, Lizardman looks fairly deformed, but he doesn't look like he was very terribly injured. Zerg took a few hits. He's
Are we
definitely
doing the
much
10-minute
harder.
deal then?
Yes.
Is the nodding skin affecting my injuries in any way?
It doesn't appear to be.
Okay.
They sort of bulbing out almost like around that, not really swelling up where the teeth punctured through themselves. So Zarbus and someone take a moment in the graveyard here to look you over. Zerg up on the porch and Ara just sitting in the middle of the path through the cemetery. Can you roll me some medicine checks real quick, like? And tell me if you're off the expert DC, because I know people could have that now.
I don't have expert.
I do.
And it's a 10-minute thing, right?
Yeah,
So while
For
I'm
10
getting
minutes.
patched up, can I like inspect this token that I have on my horn?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna
I'll
do
roll that. Selwyn and Arbus, you roll me your medicine checks.
Yeah,
Okay.
and Arbus, you can heal 2 people now, right?
Yes, exactly. I was
Ooh,
gonna,
so you can
I was
treat
gonna
Lizard
get
Man
to
and Zerg over here on the porch.
that. Yeah, I got Ward Medic. I took that.
Trying to work around these deformations. They're odd and obtrusive, but
I'm not very good at
not
this.
really.
So do I have to announce if I'm trying to do the where you can increase the DC
Yes.
if I'm an expert?
Because
Okay.
you're trying for either the train DC, which is like really simple, staunch the bleeding, bandage the wound, or you're trying to expert where you're doing more intensive things.
Yeah.
Stitching things back together, trying to ensure it heals properly. It's more difficult treatment, but it will be more effective if it works. So it's almost like think of it, you're treating it in 2 different ways.
Okay, I'm on to try that then. More efficiently, more effective way. Whew, just did it. 22.
So solid with a 22. You're gonna heal in 10 minutes 2d8 plus 10 to each of them, I believe, right?
Yes. Is it so? It's plus 10. It's not 10 more on top of what I already do. Because it said it increased by. I don't know. For
Right,
sure.
yeah, which is 2d8 plus 10. It's 2d8
Yeah,
normally.
which is 2d8 plus 10. I don't understand your question.
Never mind. You're right. It was just 2 before.
Okay, forehead.
Holy moly.
23 to both. of them.
23 health restored very quickly, leaving these deformities, which as you treat them, again, they're not pustules. They're just full knots of wrought skin and flesh swelling and growing on itself. There's not much you can do about them, but you can very effectively heal their actual injuries, bringing them both up to just about tip-top shape outside, the massive tumors. Meanwhile, Selwyn, you have no idea how to heal a stick potato. And
Oh, well, I tried.
your middling skill is only amplified by whatever the hell Aura is. Aura, what skill are you using to try to identify this thing?
Nature. Plus
Which is
7.
a plus 7? Okay.
Yep.
So with a plus 7, you would be unable to identify exactly what this strange little pendant does. But by this simple twine and by how small it is, it's clearly not intended to be a necklace. It appears to be a talisman of some kind. But you, other than the fact that it glows with that faint purple aura of necromancy, can't identify its purpose or its activation.
Cool. I'll put it back on my horn. I like it.
After the 10 minutes here of the entryway of the cemetery, it doesn't look like there's really many places they could hide here. The cemetery is fairly open. There's only a couple of larger mausoleums in the very back.
Wow.
You head over.
Are we? Yeah, I was gonna say.
Wow, that's
Somewhere.
like moving real fast.
Across the graveyard here. The first you come across is in the southwestern corner of the cemetery itself. And this is definitely the larger of the two. It's a massive, almost perfectly rectangular stone building with a flat roof. A bit of ivy starting to creep up its sides. And by the plaque on the front, clearly dedicated to the Moulter family. Not anyone you really recognize or anything. You're not from Abberton. But this is showing some fairly clear signs of a bit of disrepair. Not only is the ivy creeping up the sides, the stone is starting to become a bit discolored and worn in places. And it just looks like it's really showing its age. There's an entrance directly in front of you on the northern side here, a squat wooden door barely 5 feet high. It looks like it has a lock on it, but as you get close, you can see that the lock is actually broken and hanging loosely from the outside of the door frame.
It would break a perfectly good lock.
I don't know.
alright.
You want me to open it?
I like to stand here. Ara, I think you should stand back.
Should I?
Yeah, you should.
Okay.
Sir,
Yes, fine.
can't have a grand entrance without the strongest man alive.
Yes, yes, yes. All right. You want to do this? You want to do this? Let's go.
He knows how to fish for that. So, as Lizard Man pushes open the simple door here to reveal the inside of the crypt, you see a few things kind of all at once. First, the inside of the crypt is in complete disarray. All of the various coffins and coffers throughout it have been pulled open, and largely whatever was inside just sort of heaped in a pile in the center of the floor. Bones largely ignored, but some of them, for some reason, kind of added in as well as a couple of teeth that have even either fallen out of the skull or been pulled out, and several buckles and buttons attached to ancient, decayed, and disintegrating clothing these people have been buried in. Also standing around this pile are the ones responsible. Another one of those small, impish demons. But he is next to two things that look very different. Also quite small, but a bit taller than that, maybe a foot high. Strangely canid little gremlins. Each of which clutches a tiny knife. Barely a kitchen knife. But they all turn towards you as the door opens. The closet screeches in surprise and anger combined. And these little dog monsters begin to yap and bark as they ready their tiny little knives for attack. And that is when we can take our midstream break. When we come
God
back,
damn it.
we can fight a whole bunch of little tiny shits. So,
Nice.
everyone, so far, this appears to be working. Other than the fact that Streamlabs undid, I guess I didn't save all the stuff I did fixing the notifiers, so the notifiers are like hugely gigantic text for no reason, and it doesn't fit on the banner at all. And I was messing with the text to try to fit it, and it didn't save. Other than that, though, everything seems like it's working. I haven't dropped any frames. It seems to be going good. We'll be right back in a couple minutes. But looks like we got everybody back here. So, as this door opens, leading to an assortment of weird, small creatures, it is definitely going to be an initiative roll. These ones are just attacking.
Oh, yeah. Don't expect anything less.
Good.
And all these
Initiative. I will say, no
Did it not?
matter what other rolls
Okay.
I've had, I don't think I've rolled a single bad initiative yet.
I gotta say,
Way to
you guys are
jinx
kind of
yourself.
lucky I'm getting all my 20s out on initiative today. Getting a lot of 20s on initiative. Which, unlike Pathfinder First Edition, it's much better there than anywhere else.
Did it not
Not
take
being-
my initiative?
Did you have your token selected?
I did.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Did you
I'm
click
an idiot.
perception
Initiative or
instead of,
perception?
Yep, he clicked. I think he clicked perception.
No,
he
I
clicked
pressed
perception.
initiative.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't
I
think
can
he clicked
add
character. You're a dumb liar.
You're a
I'm an
dirty
idiot.
liar, Colby, and I won't have it.
You're a
I'm
dumb
an idiot.
liar.
You're a dumb liar, Austin.
I'm not a liar.
He's
I
a
might be
liar,
dumb.
Austin.
I'm just
So-
an idiot.
As the door opens, the first here, this closet in front of you, standing on the ground with nowhere really to fly, you know, because he's in a crypt, is going to step forward, transforming into a much larger wolf, rivaling the size of Lizard Man in the doorway before he strikes out with his jaws. Lizard Man, your AC.
22.
He is gonna bite you.
Okay.
He's very quick to react here. He's a very speedy little man. He's gonna bite you for 4 damage. These other two tiny, weird gremlin creatures on the other side of the pile of crap don't seem to be ready to do anything more intelligent than rushing forward with their little knives. But you have no idea what these little dog gremlins are. Selwyn.
Well, first I'll identify how far away these dog gremlins are, and they're within range. And with that, not knowing what they are, I'll still cast Electric Arc on the both of them.
See to deal with this one, idiots.
Yeah.
Alright, what's the DC?
18.
So we're gonna have a critical success and a success. The one nearest you, so small it's difficult to get the jolt through him. The other, not as successfully dodging.
For a
But still,
pathetic 6 damage.
you find a lot of very fast, tiny things today.
Yeah.
You fools and your reflex save targeting attacks.
Fools.
I'll
Is
do
that
my
all?
best. Yep.
All right,
Wait, no.
Zerg.
No. I'll make a intimidate on one of them. If I can't scare them with my lightning, maybe I can scare them with my face. Okay, I came out wrong.
Yikes.
Ooh.
This one for 23.
It's
As
incredibly
I glare
scary.
at it evilly. The one to the right.
Well, he is tiny, and for once, you are the larger of the creatures here. He certainly looks a little bit intimidated. He's very small.
That's right.
Sorry.
Muted. Can I see like the main one from where I am?
The main one, the wolf?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like in the doorway attacking Lizardman. Basically, Lizard opened the door and this thing lunged forward, turned to a wolf, and started attacking him immediately. He's like up
Right,
on
that's
his
like
hind legs, biting into Lizardman here. Oh,
I'm gonna like spear tackle this wolf
okay. Give me the athletics.
with the intent to move it back and sort
Okay.
of be on it. 17.
17 will succeed. Again, as it's transformed into a much larger shape, this thing is way weaker than a wolf of its size should be. Clearly, the Quasit does not get any massive additional strength from its form. And you're able to fairly easily kind of shove past Lizardman and push it in through the doorway.
And then just on top of it, just a swing and punch to the face, I guess.
All right, give me a
Facial
slap.
area.
-4.
19 minus 4.
So 15. And a 15 as you wrestle it back. It's going to be able to kind of dodge away from, because it does have the intelligence of the Quasit, so it's a wolf. It's not very strong, but much more understands how to fight. You have to move up to get to the shot.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Lizard Man. That's 3.
Yeah. This is more like it. And I'm going to go up next to Zig, and I'm going to try and like swat it. I'll just scratch across the face first of all. Move,
Okay.
swat. Always good plan. 26.
Roll it again real quick.
16.
With a 16, as you go to attack it, as it's just moving to avoid Zerg, it just happens to dip out of the way as your claws swing. Just incredibly unlucky, really. Nothing you could have done about that.
Then I'll kick it. Because
Alright.
you know what's better? More surface area if I kick it. That's what I'm saying.
Kick him at a -4.
Yes. Is that
It's still just an unarmed melee strike. I assume you have claws on your feet, too.
oh
You're,
yeah.
you're lizard.
17?
Is that with the -4?
Oh, -4. Oh yeah, 13.
So as you kind of stumble a bit, catching nothing with your swing, you kick out with your feet and scrape across it, but not enough to do any meaningful damage.
Slippery dog. Very slippery dog in here.
Speaking of slippery dogs, this weird little dog beast is going to hop forward, yapping like a small puppy. It almost looks like an upright. I don't know how to put this, really. It's like half dog, half human, all strange little hunched over gremlin. It's all just fleshy with a very simple fur kind of cape over its back and drawn around its waist a bit. Big floppy ears, almost comically bouncing as it lunges forward with its dumb little knife. What's your AC?
I'm going to well, it's 20. It's 20 is
Okay.
my AC. The
And
answer
he
you want
is-
is 20, yes.
Okay, he gonna swing. He gonna hit you.
So I'll reflexive shield and just kind of drop my lower my shield down to his height. So that gives me +2 AC.
All right, that's still gonna land with the +2.
Nice.
But it's a very tiny little knife. He only manages to kind of cut your ankles here for 3 damage. He's not a very strong creature, this thing. And he's gonna swing again, which with your shield in front of you now, your shield is bigger than he is. You can very easily keep him back. And the other one is gonna totter up forward as well and try his hand at the swinging. Where he is going to fail and fail. They're very small. They're not very strong, as you're almost able to keep 2 of them physically at bay just by keeping your shield down there. Arvis.
Okay. I am going to do a little battle medicine on Aura, who's still looking a little under the weather. Try to
That
patch him
wouldn't
up
do
real
much
quick.
now. She appears to have attached what seem to be random bandages around his body, vaguely where she thought the
Look, I
wounds
did my
were.
best, okay?
What is
How
this?
you in the
No
tree?
idea. Just get
You
this
have
out of
bandolier
here.
now, right? You have a bandolier now.
Yeah, I do.
All right, so you can do the true one action battle medicine now.
The true one, actually. Okay, so
Are you going for trained or expert?
I'm just going to do the normal one.
Okay.
So, yeah. Medicine. Good
Good thing it's the normal one.
16, yeah.
16 will succeed. He'll heal for 2d8.
Okay. So you get 7 HP.
Your 5
one
seconds of
action.
treatment is significantly more effective than someone's 10
Mhm.
minutes. Then what?
Look, I do my best, okay? Why did I get bullied?
I think Tellerwin did a perfect job.
Yeah, that's right.
Matching-
I'm gonna put my other hand on his shoulder, with the intentions of giving some Stormlord guidance to him, as the warm hand on your shoulder. But as I do, kind of,
Ooh.
and I'm gonna lean in and Druidic, burn them for your Empress,
Oh, that's
and then
Not
raise my
horrifying
shield
at
with
all.
the third action.
okay.
That's a little creepy.
One action cantrips are cool. Ara.
I'm gonna use my 1-action focus spell to fling some elemental matter at the wolf.
Hey, as you fling this,
oh.
give me your attack.
One higher, guidance.
Yeah, it'd be 1 higher with guidance.
1 higher with guidance.
So it'd be a 17.
Fill that again real quick.
Okay.
Dang it. All right. So you throw with guidance this quick handful of fire, which strikes the Quasit past Zerg through the door frame.
Yes. And then I cast my 2-action level 1 spell Spider Sting on him. No, I can't. I can do that. Sorry, that's a touch. Produce flame.
I literally hit the fire button because I assumed you were going to say produce flame. I gotta already produce spells now. Yeah, produce flame at a -5.
At a -5. Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah, its second blast, however, that fireball's going to catch the stone door frame of the mausoleum here. Not able to jet it through the small doorway and still catch the wolf twice.
I'm not feeling too hot, guys.
The wolf, the Quasit, going to step through behind Lizardman to the other side of these little dog gremlins and circle around behind you before snapping forward with a bite. Shields up, so 22, right?
Ah, yes.
But you're flat-footed. But still,
Evens out.
Gonna be able to fend him out. Yep, shield up, evens out flat-footed. Just gonna try one more time. Nope. Lizard Man, this is tanking.
Hey.
As even surrounded, you're able to keep all of these creatures at bay. The 2 tiny dog gremlins and the surprisingly weak Quasit wolf. Selwyn.
I'll move to the back of this, since you left it open for me.
You thought you
And
were flanking.
Yeah.
Well, he
It is
flanking.
I who is
He's
the
also
flanker.
being flanked. And 6 1 half does the other.
I'll attack for a 16.
You want to roll it again?
Yeah, I do. 18.
Dang it. Stop rolling better. That's fine. You,
Not much.
Coming around the door and managed to catch the flank train here while this wolf is turned away from you.
I would like to attempt so again. An 18.
Do it again.
All right. Now it's a 15.
So as you go with this second swing here, Zerg, as the wolf pushes past him, catches the door, and just the wooden door comes down right as you swing. Just unlucky, again. Nothing you
Wow.
really could have done about that. But
Why
that
am I
is
never
gonna
lucky?
be a mess. Zerg.
Yes. Tell me, the door, how attached is it?
Well, it's a pretty simple wooden door to a crypt, so not terribly.
Brilliant. I'm going to detach it with my hands.
Fair enough.
With the 29.
Okay, yeah, I was just going to let you do that as an action, because that's how weakly attached it is. A 29, you absolutely ripped the door off. You are now wielding a door, good sir.
I'm gonna bop this motherfucker over the head.
Okie dokie. So, swinging the door, same as the gravestone, you get a -2 for an improvised weapon. But just give me an attack and a... Just be the same
19.
stats, but instead of -2. A 19. Then roll it again.
Yeah, I do. Well, 13.
Well, the 13, as you bring the door down, you couldn't really have known this beforehand. It's very flimsy. It comes off and just cracks like a WWE prop across this wolf's back, dealing no damage. That was unlucky.
Session reroll. Fuck your villain point.
Okay.
22.
You want to do it one more time, just for posterity?
Does that work on that too? Oh, no.
10.
Smacks across his back. Unlucky. One action left. Did not stutter.
God damn. So have I got any? Is there any of the door left?
There's a bit of door. It's like about a third of a door left in your hands, and it was a small, about 5-foot door in the first place. So you basically got
29 crit.
do it again.
Ooh.
You son of a bitch.
Oh.
Hero point.
I mean, you don't need to hero point it. You just have to roll it again.
Fine. All right. Fine.
Just roll another 20
18.
forehead. All right, it's your second attack. So 13. As this last little thing is also just going to kind of fragment like the flimsy plywood it is, leaving you with not much left to swing. Unfortunate.
It's never lucky,
Lizard
really.
man.
That's some bull right now.
Man, you guys are super unlucky. I guess I will just start clawing my way through this. 18.
Do it again.
Didn't roll. Oops. Well, then we got 26 and 25, so I don't know how
Okay,
many more
fine.
you want me to roll.
Is this at the wolf?
Yeah.
So you claw through the wolf, turning around to deal with him, facing the seemingly more pressing of the threats. And get a good hit in. And as you do, Saiyan Fox 10, a hero point for Zerg. Squid, how dare you?
That was pretty savage.
Some
that is,
justice
I
in this
agree.
world.
I agree with Ben.
There's no justice.
And then
Let me just update you. That's okay.
I'm going. Can I? Yeah, I guess that'd be because there's two of them. There's two of them there. I'm going to step over here, and I guess step over here and raise my shield.
Okay. The two little dog gremlins don't seem to be real big on the smarts. They fan out around you a little bit, but not like flanking or intelligently. Just kind of to get around you. And I can't scroll this map any further to the left because it's the corner. So I'll do this. And they are just going to let loose some swings at you. Heresy is 20 right now?
22 because I just raised my shield.
Swing. Oh, you didn't actually step. You said step, so I assumed that was like, I thought you were actually taking the step action twice.
No, I was just moving.
Okay. One of them is going to hit you with his first swing. And math. One of them will hit you with the second swing. That's pretty unlucky. And then one of them's got one last swing. Is gonna miss. Take 2 hits from these guys. The first one dealing 1 damage, and the second one dealing 1 damage. They have very tiny little knives, and they're very weak. Like, they can't even really pierce through your scales. They're
Small hands.
weird little obnoxious gremlins. Arvis.
I'm gonna step up right next to Ara. Make eye contact with him. Just hold out my hand. Electric arc at the guy right in front here.
Surging towards the wolf. And he is going to succeed. As you go to blast what seems to be a perfect shot, an odd, particularly large bit of gravel catches underfoot and you stumble a bit. Unlucky. Shooting it a little bit off target to give him a success. Still, though, that's going to be enough to sear through this closet, sending him back to whatever hell or abyss he came from, leaving just the tiny dog gremlins. Is that it for you? Did you have an action left?
No, I stepped and then that's two,
Oh, you
right?
stepped up, right? Aura.
Yeah.
I'm not sorry.
I maintain eye contact with Arbus, step in front of her, and then shoot produce flame back behind me at the one directly.
You
in line
literally
with me.
yeet it over your shoulder. Okay. Reasonable decision making.
14.
14 is going to splash across the stone, the small pile of crap they've brought together in the middle, right at the foot of the nearest dog gremlin. It's hard to get a bead on them through the doorway with how tiny they are.
That's me. All you wrote,
Alright.
kids.
Selwyn.
Well, I see there's an opening for flanking, and despite my unfortunate circumstances, I still am going to take it.
That was
Okay, I'm
pretty
having a hard time getting through these walls. Dynamic lighting sucks. Stop, please, someone.
Someone save me. All right. Swing, lad.
14 on the first attack. I don't think. Does that hit with flanking? Fingers crossed.
I don't know, does it? Why don't you roll it again?
All right. I mean, okay, sure. That's a 17 now.
Dang it. Yeah, it does.
All right, sweet. For 9 damage.
It's pretty hard to make you miss the first one slanking, and seeing as your sword is literally, your short sword is longer than this tiny dog gremlin, it's a pretty
And it's magically enchanted.
vital hit there. Nearly
And I'll-
laying him low in a single swipe.
I will try again. For 22 on the first hit, but let's see if I can unlock here. And so 15 on the second for 11 damage.
And that is going to be enough to nearly bisect the first of these small dog gremlins here. Zerg.
30 blows 2. Gracie 1.
Zerg is not too sure what to do. Running, jump, grab. into the grab.
Yeah, he's like a foot tall and he's on the ground. I don't know whether running. I don't know if you either running. Or jump,
sorry,
really.
I thought he was off the ground.
No, this isn't the flying dude. This dude is just standing on the ground.
Oh,
like, yay tall,
all right,
with a
then
tiny
dive
little
across
knife.
the floor and grab.
Going in for third base. Give me that athletics check.
16.
16 is gonna succeed. You slide in and you grab his dumb little leg as he tries to hop away. He is very, very physically weak.
I guess I'd be prone at this point because I'm laying down. Throw. No, slam into the ground. Slam into
All
the
right.
ground.
Why don't you just give me an unarmed attack? But the weapon you're using is his body.
Yeah, 25.
Do it again.
Fuck you. 17.
-5. 'Cause you've done a grab
Minus
already.
5.
Let's see. So 12. 12's not quite gonna do it. You lift up the leg, but he's a kind of an agile little shit. And as you try to slam him, he just kind of holds on and clings and climbs around your arm a bit, staying away from hitting the stone floor. Lizard man.
Zig, hold him tight, and I'll grab the other half of him and try and pull him in half.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Wishbone the demon.
What do you want me to roll?
Give me an
Holy
attack,
shit.
I suppose.
I mean, how do you're just gonna try to tear the thing apart?
Yeah, he's not that big. What was that? What do you want me to roll?
Just give me an
Who's the
attack,
real
I
monster?
guess.
Okay. An 18,
Do it again.
14.
He's grabbed, so he's flat-footed. Yeah, that hits. Okay, so you grab. You grab onto him, and with your little claws, kind of dig it into his tiny little dog gremlin flesh. You literally just start yanking limbs out of sockets here. You can hear audible pops as you nearly tear this thing apart, but not quite enough. It's a living creature. It's fairly solid. It's kind of hard to just rip in half.
I'm going to get more leverage by moving over here and just try and pull him.
Okay.
So let's
The
see
-4 sling.
here. Oof.
Oh.
Oof.
With
Natural
a
one.
natural 1, as he's starting to kind of tear his skin with the force in your claws, the slick of his own blood makes your hands just slip off. And this tiny, very angry little gremlin is going to frantically try to get away from Zerg. Not happy, but it's happening right now. Zerg, what is your athletics DC? So 10 plus your athletics modifier.
21. No, 20. Modifier 14.
Your athletics modifier?
Wait, the mod next to athletics is a 4, so 10 plus that would be 14.
Oh yeah,
No,
we do.
yeah.
It is not the modifier.
It's
It
the
is
whole,
the
the whole,
11.
yeah, not just the mod, the whole like actual
Yeah.
skill that you would roll.
That is kind of
So-
confusing.
But yeah, it is kind of weird. I didn't realize
it's
the
21.
character sheet had that spelled as literally mod. So what is your athletics? Plus 11?
Yeah.
11, yeah.
So it will be DC 21. Okay. He's gonna try to get away from you. He's gonna completely fail. He's gonna try again. Not so lucky now, are you, you little shit? Oh, he got 20's the third one! He gets out! But that's all
God
his
damn
actions,
it.
though. Artemis. He manages to slip away from you, but it takes a full 6 seconds of wiggling and gnawing and writhing. Worst nat 20 I've ever rolled.
I kind of give our a little smirk, and I kneel down right in front of him, and I put my hands on his shoulders, sort of turn him around, so he's facing the combat again. And I'm gonna cast guidance again into his shoulders, and I'm gonna whisper in his ear. I said incinerate him.
What are you?
That's me.
Ara?
I turn back around in confusion.
One of the good guys, by the way.
Yeah. We are the good guys. We
And
used
I'm
to like
gonna-
incineration.
gonna attempt to put this poor miserable beast out of its misery with a produce flame.
Okay.
Well, 16.
You rolled again?
Okay.
Oh, I'm so nasty.
With a 12? As you go to shoot it, you launch this produce flame right as he slips out of Zerg's grasp. Just truly unfortunate timing. Terribly
And-
unlucky.
My last action is 5, 10, 15, 20. I walk away. I'm done with this.
No. Selwyn.
Well, I would like to try to stab this, and I'll twin paint for it.
Okay. Yeah, crap.
And, let's see if I get lucky. 21 on the first, and let's roll that.
Dang it!
27
All right.
on the second. Would that happen to be a crit?
21 would not, though.
What? 20? Oh, so it takes lower. Okay.
Worst of the two.
Yeah, of course.
21 would
You
not,
didn't.
but you don't need it. Because the 8 damage it comes with is going to be enough to do what to this creature?
I'd like to casually walk down the steps, and as I go to swing, I trip over a rock, and as I'm falling, I decapitate the creature and lie flat on my face.
How unfortunate.
And I'll raise a hand from the ground, like, meant to do that. Meant to do that.
That's a cool move. I should. Dang. We should
Spit out
do
some
this
gravel.
sometime. Pretty good.
Teach me this. This was great.
What are these stupid dogs? These are awful. I hate dogs.
Does anybody want to make a knowledge check about them? It is nature.
Nope.
Sure. Why not?
You got +7.
I got +7. Put on my nature hat.
So you would have barely been able to see these things, but you could recognize the shit show that was happening inside and the barking for what it is. These are Pugwampi. Pugwampi are tiny little fey gremlins that exude pure never lucky to mortal races. Simply the presence of a Pugwampi is not only heralded to bring bad luck, it quite literally does.
How unfortunate.
How
Really?
truly unfortunate.
Wait, do you know? Look like anything else is around here? Looks suspicious.
Well,
Anything
there's
else
a
we have to
pile
kill?
of crap they've brought together in the middle of the room, which look like it's mostly buttons, teeth, and bits of particularly shiny rocks. But two things in there do stand out as looking like they are valuable. There is a golden ring, which, while a bit tarnished, certainly still worth some money. There is also a silvery kind of pair of interlocked bracelets that jingle together, still emitting a truly lustrous shine, as if they haven't been dulled at all by the amount of time that's been spent in this crypt.
Please don't tell me we're robbing graves.
Nah, this ain't a grave. Don't worry about it.
You technically
Clearly
were
not a
robbing a
grave.
trash pile in the middle of a crypt.
Exactly.
Oh, fair enough. You put it that way, let's do it. Oh, if I use detect magic, is any of that magical?
You certainly do detect some magic, and Arbus would be able to pretty easily hone in on the jangling bracelet itself, its glimmering orange aura of transmutation, as being a more powerful magical item than most you've seen so far.
Oh, if no one else is gonna grab it, I'm gonna rob the grave.
So you
Well.
pick up the little bracelets, and you pick up the golden ring. The rest of the pile is just garbage and detritus from all the coffins opened around the chamber where these pugwampis in this closet have just dug through the bodies interred here for whatever seemed to look interesting to them, which based on the pile certainly bears no recollection to what seems interesting to, normal people. This little bit of overlap seems like it's almost completely accidental, if anything. With that, the crypt doesn't appear to hold anything else of interest, and you've certainly found the third of the closets that Joseph had spoken of.
Well,
So now what?
I think we'll go back to the priest and say we've dealt with the last closet.
I don't know. The priest is so hard to understand.
I really don't want to talk to him. Can
Well,
All
if
the
we
talking,
dealt
so
with the stuff and we want our money, right?
you can go talk to him. I'll wait outside.
Oh, come
the
on,
wizard.
I don't want to talk to him alone.
Yeah, I guess I could come in. I'm not sure. I'm not going to be any help, but
I need a comprehend language spell to understand what he's saying.
I can bring in. I'll
Interesting
bring
thought exercise. Would comprehend languages make somebody with a really thick accent easier to understand?
Probably. You can
I
understand
would think
anything
so, yeah.
perfectly.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I would assume
I'm
it
gonna-
would actually process that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab the body of. No. The body disappeared. Of
Yeah,
the
the
empty
closet bodies
chamber.
kind of just wither away.
Okay. Well,
Just take the
he'll
two
just have to
pug
trust
walkies.
us on our bed.
So, whoever wants to go in heads back into the church, where Joseph is
That was his name.
stooped over, sorting through some of the bits of paper on the side of the room. He sees the group of you enter. It's been probably about 15 minutes since you left him. And he turns with a really weird, cracked, bloated smile. Hi! Who are you?
Yes, we killed the last Grisset. Quasit.
How are you? Great. You justice has been out today. Thank you, Owen. Truly.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Reward?
Of course. And he strides over towards the podium and past it towards the vault and beckons for you to follow him.
I'll follow.
So who all came in?
I
Owen.
did not.
I did not.
There?
I just kind of followed. I mean, yeah.
So Arvis and Ari just kind of like standing outside.
Yeah.
As you follow him into the vault, he turned to Selwyn. Today, what is where Garga to get you to church? My study taught me much of the interactions and relationships of deities above and below.
So glad
I
I did
learned
that.
Arthur, or no quarrel.
I've got to be
There's
honest,
only-
buddy. I didn't get a single thing you just said to me.
Yeah, no. You could be talking French for all I know.
Sort of shrugs.
What's French?
understand.
I don't know. I just made up a language.
Well, fair.
Here then, and takes a key from his robes. And this back room of the vault, as you follow him, you see a little bit of a larger storage chamber that's opened wide with hundreds of lockboxes stacked in rows on various shelves, lining the two of the walls in the entry and one against the door. Each of them made of a solid metal with a surprisingly simple but sturdy looking lock on the front, and with simple parchment labels atop many of them with family names and numbers. He strides to one near the far left, the furthest in these racks in this otherwise largely empty room, and puts his own personal key into a little lockbox and opens it up, revealing to you a pair of items. The first, a small onyx sculpture shaped like a dog, only a couple inches long, a little idol of sorts almost, and the other, a silver and gold wrought brooch, which centered in it seems to be a solid kite shield with a simple chain hanging out to wear it as a necklace or to fashion onto a cloak or a cape. He holds the two things out to you. These are mine, personally. and I offer a choice of the two between them. The statue of figurine of wondrous power. The latent magic activated to summon a creature ushers the statue depicts to your side to aid you in any needs. And this root of protection, simple answer to words, and shield off worthlessness directed towards the river. Either
Okay.
is you more than earned.
Either
Do
or
you have any
both.
idea what either of these things do? Now these very clearly explain them to you. And is
I
holding
think
his
one
two
of-
hands out.
I think one of them summons an unseen servant, and the other one is like the necklace of protection +1.
No, not unseen. It turns into, and he holds up the figure, it turns
Yeah.
into the talk of this. The talk of carry obediently. Rock the constant magic. A construct of sort.
All right, I'm gonna pull out a parchment. You're gonna have to write this down, buddy.
And he kind of sighs and hands both the items to you and takes the parchment and motions you to come back to the pulpit so he can get some
Yeah.
writing supplies. And he quickly sketches down figurine of power,
Why didn't you say so?
dog construct, summoned at will,
Hmm.
renewable, warding brooch, deflects force magic, and hands you the parchment back with those written on it.
I see. Okay, that makes sense. Thanks. That's great. Thank you.
No, one. Two, one only.
One? Ah. All right, okay, what were we thinking? And I'll address the only people here.
Wait,
You
what?
take
What's the
whatever you
deal?
want. I don't trust priest magic.
I'll take the
These were
thing.
created by the church. They are artifacts I have come across.
Okay. Sure. I mean, you can go on, but.
Yeah, I'm taking. We're taking the dog route, right? With all this force magic bullshit.
Wait, I thought we were wait. No, these aren't for us then? Wait, what about gold and stuff? Isn't this like the Church of Gold?
I'm a little more worried about my skin right now.
You're fine. It'll run its course, or you'll die. Either or.
I have little to offer you for this marsh, this horrible, malignant growth, I am afraid. However, if you wish the second of these artifacts, I need help. I have further need of your services. I believe the light, the gods, whichever you worship, have ordained our paths cross further.
Well, I mean,
Can you
I
write down
think-
the specifics of your request on the paper?
He nods and takes the paper and talks as he's writing.
Mm.
I searched his name as you tracked that deer and that ill to wherever he laid. I have found both my holy texts are missing. They do not seem to belong to the Titus and Literatus Hammer. I believe they have been taken. For what reason, I don't know. They're in their titles here. And I hear something is befallen the Druids of the Hermitage. And if I understand your intentions, I also believe you may find yourselves there soon. And hands you the paper, which has written on it the order of numbers and the manual of city building.
Right.
That's
Those
two
books were stolen.
lines. He nods. Yes. You can return them to me. I'll give you both of these items. Most valuable magical artifact I possess.
Well, we take one of them now, right? And then
Of
we'll
course.
take the other one.
You-
Oh, sweet.
Already done more than I could ask. And it's a sign of more than good faith. Please, help yourself to one of them.
they're like these little like a piece of jewelry and like a little dog statue.
Well, they're magical artifacts. He points to the paper. Selwyn has the first, the one he handed. Like on the, I guess the other side of where he wrote
Yeah.
the books. Honestly, I need out their usage.
Gold has a lot more uses, but I guess, such a life.
There's a thing called bartering, lizard.
Yeah, well, we don't have to barter if we have the gold. Just have gold, don't have to barter.
Well, I mean, these things sound useful. Imagine all the things you can do with a summon dog.
Like, nothing that you could do with gold. Like, gold you could do way more.
I couldn't summon a dog with gold. Not immediately, anyway.
Yeah, you buy a dog.
I could buy a dog, but
You
that's not
fix
summon
my
a dog.
skin with gold, please.
I don't think that's how that works. I think you're screwed. I think you're all pessimistic.
Well,
And you're
if you
looking
think
at
what's
gift horses in the
best,
mouth.
I will spend some time and study to see if I can find a cure to our life. And if I can find some way to restore your standard forms.
Sure.
Sure.
Good. You do your thing, and we'll do ours. And at
If
some
I
point-
find anything to hurt these relations, where can I find you? You are, I assume, the circus. You're still in town?
What?
yeah, you do your thing, and we'll do ours.
Well, if you need to find us, we're at a circus outside of town. I think that's what you asked.
Yes. Thank you.
Oh, good.
I
Yeah, try and
apologize.
get like your cheeks looked at or something, cause man, horrible to talk to.
I apologize for my shade profusely. But
It's not your fault. It's okay. It's just, it's very cumbersome.
I
But it's not.
understand. I understand. It has made communication difficult, certainly. Well, best of luck.
Take care, buddy.
Back. Lead ever onward towards the light of civilization, and the scales weigh in your favor.
Yeah. Okay.
Now let's get out of here.
So you guys just
I took the dog statue.
okay, and just leave, taking
Yep.
the dog figurine with you. So, leaving the church of just everything is awful, once and for all. You head, I assume, back to the circus grounds?
Yep.
And as you arrive back there, you recognize another familiar face. Rickert! One of the Hoftons, the Millers, that you
Oh,
had
nice.
saved from the Lindell barn. Now looking
Hey.
significantly better. Still a bit gaunt in the face, but cleaner, properly shaven and trimmed. And he seems to be leaving the circus grounds as you're approaching. And as he sees the group of you coming over, he raises a hand. Oh, fantastic! I caught you. I heard you were out doing. I wasn't entirely positive what, honestly. Didn't really get a straight answer from anybody.
And am I glad that you can talk normally?
I'm sorry.
We can actually
Oh.
understand him.
So nice. You don't understand how nice it is to be able to talk to you like a normal person. We've had a
Well,
weird day.
I'm terribly sorry about my state the other day.
You're all right.
Starvation and all, but I suppose I was worse off than I seemed.
We met the priest that
It's
sounded
not
like
about
he
you.
had marbles in his mouth. But
Still,
you sound way better.
I'm if not a man of my word. And I had spent the morning trying to find, well, yesterday afternoon and the morning now, trying to track down Mayor Holden and see if I could fulfill my end of the bargain, see if I could help work some sort of a deal to provide drinks for your next show. But nobody's seen him around town in days. He's up and disappeared as far as I can tell. And also, as far as I can tell, he came to speak with you not long before he vanished. What,
He was gonna secure a meeting at the Hermitage with the Druids there.
But maybe there's another barn that, like, he's trapped in or something. You never know. Seems to be very common around here. People just get trapped in everything.
Well, from what I hear, he hasn't been seen since before you came and saved me. I don't know much about the Druids of the Hermitage. I can't say much about that, but I wanted to come to apologize. This isn't coming through as well as I'd hoped. I was hoping I had a couple favors I could pull through, but I can't do much without the mayor, and no one's seen him. And truth be told, it's a bit of a concern, honestly. None of yours, of course, but worrisome all the same.
Agreed. Yeah.
Well, I'm doing my best, but they tell me your show's coming on the 4th of Frost. Next wheel day?
Right.
I'm doing my best. I want you to know, you got the Hofton family promise on this. I'm putting everything I can to it, but I feel like I'm needing nothing but dead ends. It's like the whole damn town's been turned upside down, and just nothing's running as it should.
Yeah. No, that
You
seems
deserve
about
better.
it.
That's all I'm saying.
No. You're doing
certainly
your best.
deserve better.
It's all good.
You don't deserve my best. You deserve results.
No,
Please.
we just no. Your rest is all we can hope for. It's all good.
Well,
we'll investigate where Holden went.
I appreciate your goodwill, Selwyn. Still.
Well,
I'll do my best,
Try-
and best of luck with your show. I had to miss the last one, so eagerly looking forward to it. I heard it was fantastic, actually. But nothing but praise.
And the next one will be too.
Aye, well, pleasant afternoon to you then. And sorry again, but I'm not giving up on this, not yet.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll
Oh,
see
yeah.
you next Wednesday.
And he-
Mid-week, whatever.
Bows a bit to the pair of you in turn before the quick gesture, heading back off down the road into town.
So, Aura, how
Yes.
good are you? Do we have any, like, leather or, like, vests or something that we can, like, cover our shoulders? So we
Put a
don't
bag
look like...
over your shoulder.
Yeah.
You would definitely have sacks. I don't know about leather. You got plenty of cloth, burlap, and tarps.
I'm looking for, like, poofy clothing so that we can hide it. So, Aura, what I'm gonna need you to do. This is one of
got a lot of capes.
Selwyn's. Well, Selwyn is not here right now, so I'm gonna steal one of her knives. Give it to you. Go shave the bear. Take all that fur.
We're not shaving the bear.
I'm
You know,
not
it's
shaving
hot.
the bear.
It's gonna be super
No,
hot, so
no.
it's gonna help the bear. It's gonna be super comfortable. So now, and then we'll have like a fur vest that me and Zerg can wear, and then
Don't
nobody
you-
can see like the weird stuff on our shoulders.
Don't you need the whole hide?
No, I'm sure that's how it works. You just go and get the hair, and you like
No,
tape
it's-
it. We also could get like some kind of sap and put it to like the vest, and then
Sap.
put the hair on.
I'll be right back.
It's very sticky.
He knows what's
I'll
up.
run off, and
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
see,
look
that's the
for
kind of
the
enthusiasm.
professor.
All right, and the professor is more of a logistics organizer kind of guy. He's not usually the person who is actually in, like getting into town and doing things, so he's not particularly difficult to locate.
Hi, the professor.
Ah, pleasant afternoon, morning, I suppose, Ara. How go
I-
things? You
Can you
seem well off and in good spirits.
always? So I'm looking for a very big piece of cloth. Do you know where I can get a very big piece of cloth? And I raise my arms out and stretch them out as big as I can.
Well, we've certainly got plenty of supplies for patching should the tents tear, or we need them for any other uses. What kind and for what purpose?
The lizard and Zerg are very, very hideous, and I wish to hide them.
You're just gonna rest. Ara, your innocence and brevity may never cease to amuse me. Well, we have a myriad of costumes they could choose from, but don't know if we've much quite large enough for Zerg, nor do I think you'll find they'll quite be willing to agree to that, little sprout.
Well, it's more like the lizard wants to hide. So I can get something to make a cloak and put over his whole body so no one can see him.
Kind of froze his brow a bit. I see. Well, all right. We certainly have rain cloaks for the roustabouts, and he motions you over towards where the tent stakes are and the roustabout supply wagon, and pulls out 2 thick, heavy, like ponchos, basically made of a fairly beefy canvas, and drawn together with a simple pair of bits of hemp. They're very simple, but I suppose they'll do the trick. Or if I may, where are your friends?
And I look and I just point right over there. You can't miss them.
Probably behind like a
Big,
behind
gross.
some like wagons and whatnot, coming onto the circus grounds. Oh, very well. Take these to them then and see if these will suffice, and let them know that in the future they know they're more than welcome to the supplies. Correct? It is all of our circus after all.
Yes, that is correct.
So you scamper
Run off.
back over to take these 2 big canvas cloaks, hooded cloaks, back to the group.
Here's your solution, lizard. Let's dump him on the ground.
Okay, so right now we just need the fur, and if I like cut some armholes out in these like cloaks, then they'd be like, and cut them maybe shorter, then they'd be funky looking vests. Yeah, this could work. Okay, go get the fur.
You know, if we
Second
go
time.
to the Hermitage, other druids will spot you and will probably be upset by your appearance if you do this.
I'm not killing the bear. I'm talking
Well,
about
I'm
him.
just saying it's.
They've been letting loose like devil things in the town.
I
What
don't
all animals
think
are in
it's-
this circus again?
It was one.
The bear and
You know,
horses. Horses
You guys have a bunch
tails.
of horses. You've got a bear. You have an elephant. You have a few camels. There's Arvis's wolf.
And what time
There's
of
a
year
bunch
is this?
of birds. Fairly early in the morning. It's probably like 10 in
Oh,
the
what
morning
year?
or so.
Year.
Oh,
What time
oh,
of year?
year.
Like what season are we in?
It is late Calistral, so like early spring.
Perfect. See, it's gonna get hot this summer. And
I go to the bear's wagon.
So you head over. It's a Bardolph's wagon. And open it up. Just pulling on the massive chewed rope hanging off the wooden door. To pull it open and find Bardolph just kind of curled up, napping. And he sleepily raises his head from this fairly dark interior of the wagon to look over, see it's you, and it just curls right back up again.
I go over to Bardolph and I start running my hands through his fur to see if he's shedding. Because it is starting to change weather. I don't know if bears shed.
2 bears
Yeah.
shed.
important Pathfinder knowledge here.
We're about to get some knowledge here, folks. Here's your trivia for the day.
It looks like yes. Google says bears do in fact shed. So, as you start to run your fingers through Bardolph's thick fur here, I mean, I'm sure we've all brushed an animal before. Like, hair is going to come out, whether or not he's shedding. But it's
So
not
that's
coming out
what
in
I'm
massive
assuming.
amounts.
Yeah, I'm spending some quality time in here with Bardolph grooming him.
You just sit there with your little stick fingers, so just slowly,
Yep.
basically brushing at his fur, building up little fistfuls of shed fair hair. It's not even fur. It's like hair. It's kind of thick and wiry. It's not really soft or anything. And what are the rest of you doing as Art disappears in the Bardolph's wagon?
I'm gonna go see Selwyn.
I'm gonna work on my play.
Oh, Selwyn's still here, so.
Well, aside, and away from everybody.
Ah, I see. Important stuff.
Selwyn,
So he's gonna go find some oil for his skin. Hopefully that'll help.
The oil.
It's all he knows for skincare.
I'll go Zig. That sounds promising.
Can't hurt. So, Artis.
Okay. So I find Selwyn. How is your play coming, Selwyn?
Well, it's going pretty well. You know what I always say?
That Zerg Fox?
Well, yes, but that wasn't what I was referring to.
It's only
Never complete
steal
today what you can complete tomorrow, and I'll throw the parchment away.
from... Okay then. I don't know how. Okay, so when we were fighting the things in the crypt,
Right.
I don't remember any of it.
What?
Yeah, I don't like I wasn't there, but then we were at the church talking to I was sitting outside with Ara. That's the next thing I remember.
Oh, you're saying some crazy shit to him in Druidic. Can't tell you what though. Given it's Druidic, and you won't teach me.
But I can't teach you. It's not
Not with that attitude.
I just don't tell people. I just want you to know in case things may happen. I don't know.
Okay. Well, that isn't ominous or foreboding.
Well, I don't know. I don't understand it myself. It's like sometimes when I use my magics, it's happened before where I just sort of lose time. I'm not. I don't know. I just want you to know in case something happens.
Well, buddy, as long as you point the lightning away from me and towards them, we're good. For now.
Okay, I'll do that, Selwyn.
It's good.
I got to go protect my wolf because I'm pretty sure Ara's grooming the bear.
Oh, that doesn't seem good.
Okay.
I'll go pick up the parchment and say, well, I guess if it's done, it's done, and I'll start working on it again.
Zarg, you find some oil and start kind of shining yourself up wherever it is in the camp by the supplies. When you see Tulip come around, and she's coming around just looking for something. She just raises her hand. Oh, hey, oh, by the gods!
Don't look at me! Don't look at me! It's problem.
No, honey, I'm trying not to. What on earth happened?
I got bit by a thing, and now it's making my stuff all bad. I don't like it. I look like Mr. Tickles.
Well, that looks. Well, I certainly hope Mr. Tickles never comes up looking like that. I have to put him down for his own sake. It looks awful painful. Something bit you? Was it?
Yes.
Well, I mean, I do work with snakes for a living, dear. Handling poisons and that kind of treatment is up my alley. If you
You
want
want
me
to have a look? I tried to
Well-
oil this. It doesn't seem to be doing anything, really, which is a
It's
shame.
definitely
I
just-
thought
just-
oil
just-
fixed everything.
It's really just bringing more attention to it, hon. I would kind of just stop on that one. Look, let's go somewhere further away from, anyone who could possibly see you. You-
I don't want
hey,
Ilva to see me like this.
hey, come on back to my wagon. And I'll take a look and see if we can figure out what this is. So, assuming you agree, Tulip leads you back over to her wagon, and as you just kind of sit on the door, on the eve of the door, well, she grabs a couple of things and starts looking you over. She cautiously kind of prods at it a little bit, testing what it is really. If it hurts you, it doesn't really seem to, even when she's poking and prodding at it, before taking a couple of various little tinctures and rubbing bits of it. And after about 10 minutes or so, well, this looks like nothing I can figure out, hon. It doesn't seem to be the effect of no poison. Right, awful as it looks, it doesn't seem to be doing you no harm. It ain't causing no pain. I got nothing.
I
sorry,
saw it was a priest man has the same problem. It spreads. This cannot spread on me. It's bad.
I don't know who to ask to figure out how to stop it, Zerg. If Arabis can't help you out, have you talked to her? I assume you have.
Yes.
Well, other than me and her, there's nobody else here with near the kind of medical knowledge that we got. Now, you said you was a cleric. You've been at the church in town. I heard they're having some kind of trouble. He couldn't help you out either?
He was one who had bigger problem than me.
Oh. Well, damn it, Zerg. I don't know what to tell you.
If Ilva sees me like this, I throw myself into river.
Well, lucky for us, hon. Don't look like the river's that deep.
Well, shit. Perhaps I go into town and find someone to help.
You could maybe cover yourself up a bit. I mean, you can wear more than a leotard.
It's such a shame to hide this beautiful body, but
Yeah,
I do
but
not want
at
to
the
be
moment,
seen like
I
this.
think the ends may justify the means.
Yes, perhaps ends is very meaningful, yes. I go find someone to help. Thank you, Tulips.
Good luck, honey. So, Ara, this time you have amassed a good little heap of assorted, just loose, bare hair, kind of piled up in the wagon with you and Bardolph. It's about 1 Ara's worth that you can just hold as a massive lint ball kind of in front of you.
I did not think this through. I have no way of carrying all this safely. Bardolph,
It is
watch your
not
fur.
very cohesive. It kind of clings together a bit, but again, it's more hair than fur, so it's just kind of staticky. And picking it up, it does sort of just fall and shake down with every step and movement.
I-
Transporting an armload of bear hair was not something we considered when we built your character.
It's
Stupid
definitely not.
idiots.
I look up Bardolph. Bardolph, watch your hair. Make sure no one takes it.
Bardolph does not react.
Good Bardolph. I love you. And I will leave this wagon in search of a bag or a sack.
Well, that wouldn't be hard to find. You got plenty of little burlap bags and sacks of supplies up by the Roustabout's caravans, so you can grab
Yep.
one pretty easy.
I take one.
And
And,
I imagine the next step is you head back and cram a bunch of bear hair into your sack.
That, and then I go to Arbus's wolf. I need more.
Which is where
That-
Arbus is, I'm pretty
That
sure.
is where I am physically.
I also need Arvis.
So, Lizard Man and Ara stride over to Arbus as you're with your wolf. Lizard Man looking, well, not any different other than the huge deformations, and Ara carrying a sack that appears to be filled with, like, barbershop clippings. over towards you. It's about as big as his torso.
Oribus. Great. I'm glad you've seen the fair. Yep, it looks good, right? Super good fair. I love it. So I have a knife here, and I raided Thunder's wagon and whatever. I got the good stuff out. So why don't you come with me, and me and Zig are gonna get Blackout, and you can just cut these things off of us. How do you?
I mean,
seems-
I'm not the. I may not be the most intelligent person that you have come across in your days, but I'm not stupid. I see him with the furs, and I can't leave Masako. I don't even know where you got all this.
He didn't kill the bear, so does that anything else matter? I mean, the bear seems like it's probably fine.
Bardolph
I
is great.
haven't seen the bear, but it's probably fine.
Bardolph
You can't.
Elephant's
You
fine.
cannot touch Masako. I am sorry. I am sorry.
I was just gonna groom him.
Yeah, look at him. He looks all shaggy and stuff.
I'll ask him if I'll ask him. Okay. Masako, are you okay with him grooming you? He just wants your shedded fur, but I don't want him to touch you, my personal stuff. But if you want it, I mean, it's up to you.
He just kind of lets out a low rolling growl, his upper lip curling up to show a bunch of his teeth as he points his snout towards Zara, still just resting on the bottom of the cage.
You don't need to understand animals to grasp what you said there, right?
Masako's such a good boy. Okay, here you go, Lizard. Here's your
Yeah,
fur.
this'll probably do. It's good. Okay, Orbis, perfect.
Right.
Your dog's safe. So, I have a knife. I have this. I have the good stuff. Let's go.
That's probably not a good idea.
Do you have any better ideas? No. Great. Okay. So I'm gonna go get Zig. I'll meet you at our cabin. Or maybe actually we should meet here because this is covered and stuff, and then while we're like, out, we won't, get rained on or anything.
You understand this could cause you great bodily harm, right?
Well, these things are gonna cause Zig great mental harm, so I mean, which one is worse?
Okay. I will
Great.
try for you, lizard man.
Thank you, I appreciate it, you are the best. Let me go get Zig. Zig, I have a great idea.
So
Don't worry, all you have to do
Did
is
anybody follow you here?
No, I'm fixing our problem. We won't have this problem anymore.
What do you want?
No, don't worry, we're gonna cut these things off. Oribus said it was perfectly safe. We're just gonna get hammered, and then she's gonna cut them off. And she says,
Cut
it's fine.
it off.
Yeah, it's gonna be gone. You won't even be able to tell.
Is going to work?
Oh yeah,
Well, all right then, let's go.
yeah. Okay, cool.
Just like put like a shawl over my face and over my shoulders and like, okay, let's go. Come on,
well, you have
where are we
the
going?
ponchos if you want the ponchos.
Yeah.
Whatever,
Yeah,
just
but-
put it on me.
So Zerg wrapped in a poncho, the hood pulled up, his little green feet, the only thing really sticking out the bottom as he walks. And Lizard Man head back over to Masako's cage and Arabis.
Perfect. I'll chug half this, you chug the other, and we'll be good to go.
And Lizard Man's just got like a bottle of straight sipping whiskey they pulled out of Thunder's wagon. Not
better
a
work.
sugar, this one.
Maybe not here in the circus grounds. I have a few trees that I sit in outside that maybe.
Whatever you like. I mean, I'm not picky about where I'm gonna be. Like,
Well, I mean, I don't want the people to hear the screaming. That's probably going
Screaming!
to.
They're screaming now! I thought this was going to be easy!
Well, I
we're gonna
mean,
be we're gonna be
Jeez,
closer
didn't
to
mean
death
it.
than we've ever been, so we'll be fine.
He wants me to stab and cut. It's not
I'm-
my expertise.
I want to go find Solomon.
Ara's gonna go tattle! So Ara, while you're talking about this, runs off to find Selwyn. Continue.
Okay,
Or,
not to worry. If you start screaming, I'll just punch you, and then you'll get knocked out. Easy peasy.
I'm stronger than you. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, that's true. If I start screaming, you punch me and knock me out.
Okay, you go first. Arabic
Perfect.
should do it.
Okay, good. Okay. Arbus, where are we going?
Okay, follow me. I have tree.
Perfect. Trees are very sanitary.
So as you guys head off into the woods, Selwyn, Ara arrives at your wagon while you're working on your play.
right?
Selwyn.
I'll stop working. God, it's always something, isn't it? Mutter to myself. Stand up, open the door. Yes.
The lizard man had a really bad idea.
He has a lot of those. Go on.
He wants Arbus to cut off the growths of
No, it
him.
doesn't. That doesn't sound so. Wait, what?
Cut off the growths. You know,
Uh-oh.
the gross,
So
hideous
these
thing.
growths are covering like about half of Lizard Man's torso and up over his shoulder. Zerg not doing a whole lot better. All the way from like waist up to neckline around the front of his chest and stomach. It's a large area.
Yeah, I figured you would want to know that. I can't stop them. They're bigger than me.
But what do you mean? They're bigger than me too.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Let's go. And I'll. Well, where did it go?
So as Ara leads you back to the wolf cage, you see no sign of Arbus, Zerg, or Lizard Man.
They went to Arbus's favorite tree.
So, do you guys want to make me a
Right.
survival check?
We're making the survival checks?
No,
no,
man,
no,
it's
no.
not.
You don't know.
are to find
Selwyn or Ara. They're trying to find you guys.
I wonder if-
Oh,
let's see. Okay.
Let's see.
Do I have that trained? I have a lot of things trained.
Doesn't need to be trained.
Well, I have a lot of things trained. It's just, do I have this thing trained? That's the important thing.
I get
You
to
don't.
add. I get to add.
That's
Half
an
my-
11. Kapow. Easy.
As I say, I get to add half my level to this because improvised, whatever it is, the feat I took, since I'm not trained in survival. So another one to that, so 14.
As you two look around, they're gone. You have no idea where they went. This is a circus ground. There's tracks everywhere. People gone to the woods for all kinds of things. The roustabouts have been logging the area a bit for wood, cutting out some of the smaller trees. And you see absolutely no sign of them.
Look at the wolf. Which way did they go, Misako?
The wolf just growls at you again.
Okay, that's what I figured. You're such a good.
Asaka, which way did they go? Come on, boy. I did.
Where's Cubby?
Cubby, no,
Cubby ain't
Cubby's
good.
stupid. Wait, no, I was thinking of the bear. No, I'm sorry. Cubby, you're a good dog. No.
Cubby always shows up when we need him most. Where is he now?
Where is Cubby?
So as you guys try to go find Cubby,
Our
meanwhile,
hour of need.
off at the trees, Selwyn, Lizardman, and Zerg sit down for some surgery. So
I want
Okay.
to say again, it's not the greatest idea you have had today, Lizard Man, but you
I
asked
know
me
I've
nicely.
had a lot of great ideas today, so like it ranks pretty high up there, but I know it's like, I mean, compared to the other ones that are really good, it's like mostly good, I would say. Great. Bottoms up. And I just chug half the bottle.
So I'm not an expert on lizardman physiology, but I feel like chugging a half bottle of a whiskey that is meant to be nursed very slowly is going to hit you, well, in some amount of time, but very hard, and possibly in a very not enjoyable way. I mean,
Yep.
We're gonna get the blackout drunk. We'll get there for sure.
Perfect.
So, how about you, Zeg?
This is not a good idea at all. Fine.
I'll also chug.
All right. So, Aramis, as they just kind of sit there,
Also chugging.
Nerve tonic.
looking at you expectantly, like a class of kindergartners just kind of waiting. What do you do?
Do I need cutting instrument?
I had brought a knife, yeah.
Oh. Unfortunately, I cannot use a metal weapon. I'm sorry.
But we already drank it.
I know.
Don't you tell me you cannot do this after I already said you could do this.
Okay. So,
Just
Zig,
fix it.
sit really still.
Oh no.
God.
Wait, I can tell you what to do, but
Oh, perfect. That's all I need.
okay.
I just need like, just tell me what.
Okay,
Where?
your first incision should be near the top of the. You want to avoid his neck. You don't want to kill him.
Oh wait.
You could not
No, which-
do this. You try, you fail.
But which part of him am I cutting? Wait.
Not the neck. No, and avoid
Not.
vital organs like here and between the ribs there.
Whoa, those were a lot of words.
Well,
I guess. I guess I will cut this one off, and I go to a section of where the tree is that's not Zerg.
Wait, you cut the tree?
And I'm like, wow, this is way, wow, it's very tough skin.
What are you doing?
Why are you cutting my tree?
Wait a minute. That was a try two. Don't worry, Zig. I've got this one.
And what was in this? I've never. She's never drank before.
Aramis just drops unconscious in the grass.
Oh god.
This is.
We just did. We've killed Orvis. He's dead.
Kill! I just sit there and do nothing. You killed.
I didn't kill
Help!
her.
Somebody
No,
help! Lizard
I
is
didn't-
killing.
I didn't kill
I trusted
Orvis.
you. You
There was a-
killed.
Someone else killed Orvis. I don't have. This knife isn't mine. I don't use
You have
knives.
knife and now she dead. You do this.
Zig, we have to.
I'm on the way
her
now.
body.
You're scaring me.
We have to bury her body. Zig, I put my hands on his
Attempt to
shoulder.
get up and run away.
Before he takes off running.
Tries
No.
to.
Me.
Zig, no. Zig, we
No!
we have to
Lizard is
bury
scaring.
her. Okay, where we need a spot to bury her. This seems like a good spot right here.
I'm stumbling back to the
digging.
camp. I'm stumbling.
I'm gonna grab his ankle. No, Zig, this is important.
You're
I don't
trying
want-
to kill me, Lizard. We're brothers, we're friends. You're trying to kill me too.
Get back here, Zig. I will kill you if you don't help me bury this.
Help!
All right, Lizardman, make an athletics check.
He's screaming. They're
Make an
here.
athletics check against Zerg's Sport DC.
It's like go at a
What is
minus 10.
happening?
Well, he's gonna have the same penalty.
That's true.
With the
Fortitude roll.
Yeah, so with a 14, you fail. You try. No, it's.
He's
Zerg's
scared
gone.
for his life.
He's gone. He's having none of this. Natural 20 for Zerg, and you can't grab onto Zerg at all. He just gets up and stumbles away from you as you just find yourself slowly more prone as you reach for him.
And then I just falling probably.
Do we hear any of this at this point?
So back at the ranch, you guys are looking for Cubby right after you fell to follow the tracks. So someone you look around the camp for a minute or two before you find Cubby sitting near the river in the shade of one of the wagons.
Hey, Kavi, can you help me and Leaf follow some tracks?
I was just gonna ask him if he knew where Arbus' favorite tree was.
Looks at the two of you. Well, I can answer both or either of those questions, but are you gonna make it weird?
We're trying to stop the others from doing something really stupid.
The usual.
All right, fair enough, but only 'cause I really do enjoy doing this. All right, where'd you see him last?
And I'll show him to where we
Soccer's
saw him.
cage.
They lead him back over to Masako's cage. He starts sniffing the ground. His tail starts wagging a little bit as he's sniffing
gonna
around
say
the
it.
area,
Oh, such a good dog.
trying to
wasn't
pick
gonna
up the
say it.
scent. And it's like a usual dog you're putting on a trail. He sniffs around a bit, but because he can talk, it's just punctuated by that's more of the wolf. Sniffing around the area of the cage. And he stops finally and turns around, trying to suppress his tail wagging, largely failing. Alright, well, I'm fairly certain I at least got a direction for us. And at this point, you hear.
Thank you, Cubby.
Cubby, I'll sprint off.
From the
Thank you.
distance. And Cubby just turns. I think they're that way.
Thank you, Cubby. I owe you one.
Hey, Cubby, he owes you one.
Does this mean I don't get to smell the trail?
You can follow us and smell it along the way.
Ah, damn it. And he breaks off into a sprint, running out towards the sound of the voice, occasionally sniffing, starting to pant as he does. And you would come upon Zerg, probably about halfway out towards the tree,
Well, he hasn't been
stumbling
cut.
through the woods, uncut, alone, screaming for his life.
Oh no.
Help!
Uh,
The lizard is doing things!
Are you okay, buddy?
No!
Are you...
No, I'm not okay! The lizard killed Arabas!
What?
She's dead! Go!
I'm fairly confident that doesn't seem right.
I saw it with my own...
Why would
Please.
Zerg lie to us?
Well, I think he's
Zerg,
drunk.
Drunk? It's not... I had surgery. It was very, very traumatic to my life.
Do I see any surgery on him?
You don't see any, but Cubby sniffing him. What the fuck happened to him?
He got a
Don't-
bad case of malignant growth.
Don't look at him, Cubby.
Yeah, don't look. It's horrible.
I
We
can
try
look
not to.
away, but I can't not smell him.
Well,
Oh.
that is unfortunate. At least you can't see it.
Go out of his special tree. This very lizard hide body. Go get him. Put him in the prisons.
Behind the special tree is where lizard hide body. Oh wow,
What kind
nice
of
rhyme,
riddle is
sir.
that?
I'm gonna head back to my spot.
Thank you, Cubby.
Thanks, Kavi. You're the best.
Such a
That
good dog.
Zerg
Such a good
smells
dog.
like evil and piss, and I can't tell which is worse or which is stronger.
Piss for sure.
Probably the natural Zerg smell.
And he turns and just trots back towards the camp.
Such a
leaving
good
the group
boy.
of you to head off in
Looking
a
for it.
direction Zerg indicates, where you'd push a little farther through the woods around the outskirts of Abberton before finally coming upon Arbus and Lizardman, both motionless, laying in the dirt near a particularly
no.
large oak.
I guess they're dead.
He killed Arbus and then killed himself.
I couldn't live with the shame.
Such
Crime of
tragedy.
passion. We see it every day in the Force.
That'd be good in the play.
Oh, you're right. Right, shit, the place. How about something else?
Oh well,
Oh well.
they're dead. So might as well
and
just go back to
I'll look
camp.
down and like, I'll gently kick Lizard.
No,
You're
I
okay
don't,
there,
I
buddy?
don't. I don't want a haircut. I don't even have eyebrows.
What?
No, don't. I can't do it.
Can't do what?
I don't have eyebrows.
That's fine. Okay, but what can you do? I need to know.
I can't get a haircut if I don't have eyebrows. And then I just pass out again.
All right. Ara,
Yes.
could you set her slightly on fire? Him,
I could.
brother.
So they start doing the motions. And
Just a little bit of flame.
cast produce flame on her. I just walk up and just touch her,
Just
put my hand
roll
on
me
her.
some damage. Just roll me the damage. I'm ready to play.
Oh, it's level 2 now.
I mean, you can
There
probably
is,
cast
buddy.
a lower level, right?
I
I think
No.
you can.
think can't
Really?
automatically heighten.
It's
Well,
automatic.
wait, hold on. Why can't you? Why can't you?
You just
lower it
are
voluntarily?
stronger.
Oh,
Give me that damage.
oh well. Burn, fool.
Just 8.
So Lizardman takes 8 points of fire damage.
And no reaction at all. Like, no
Someone-
reaction.
Just on fire land.
Slightly smoldering. Some of the
Wait,
grass around
are we
him
on a hill?
charred.
So
No,
I
it's
think I
fairly
killed the
flat
lizard.
lands
Oh,
around,
darn.
out around Abberton.
Are we
Are we-
near a stream?
Well, there's a stream that runs through the camp and it heads up this direction, yeah?
Can I dunk her? Can I drag Lizard to the stream and dunk her head? His head.
I don't know, can you?
I
What's your
hope I
bulk
can.
limit?
I'm a hefty guy.
Ah, fuck, not very high. I'm pretty sure the plant is stronger than me.
So wait, now these two are hiding bodies? Like, what's happening here?
No, I'm trying to silver her the fuck up.
It's
So-
a him.
Sorry, it's
so
hard.
when you try to drag Lizardman, but Lizardman's still in his full scale mail and everything, you cannot get him to budge. You are not strong enough to drag him.
This is bullshit.
Someone, what are you trying to do?
I'm trying to move this man into the water.
Arbus, how close is the stream to your favorite tree here?
Probably pretty close because I like the view. 300 yards.
Okay, 100 yards, pretty close.
Well, I'm usually up in the tree, so you can see further.
So, you can't move him 100 centimeters. Do your best efforts. Him and his armor are entirely too heavy for you, someone.
Ara, please help me. You're my only hope. I'm too weak, Ara.
Well, I don't think I could be much of a help for this.
Please.
I'm going to try to help. I don't even know what's happening.
Zerg, where are you? Where did you go during all this?
You did.
Son of a bitch. Zerg's passed out exactly halfway between the tree and the campfire.
Where he was found.
Someone, can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
Why don't we just move Arbus somewhere dry and leave Zerg and the lizard out here? Their own fault.
Oh yeah, you're right. And I'll drop him. All right, let's I'll look at Aramis and then give her a much more gentle tug. Like, Gray, You good?
Hey, Selwyn.
Oh, she needs a Duncan, and I'll start pulling her to the river.
You can drag her around, but it's gonna be relatively slow going.
That's
so
fine.
It's gonna take you some time to drag Aramis 100 years. 100 yards.
100 years.
100 years! Oh my god, that's
100
fun.
years of hauling out towards the stream. But after what feels like an hour, you get her to the water. Unfortunately, there is a soft, silty, fairly shallow embankment leading down into the creek, running by.
Sweet. All right, this is gonna hurt you more than it's gonna hurt me, Gray. Wait,
Oh.
is that how the saying goes?
I think that's how
Anyway.
it goes.
And I'll dunk her into the water.
You toss her in the creek, and that was about 60
I won't
degrees
toss her
out
to the
here.
creek. I'll just toss her head on. Very
Toss her
crazy.
body in the creek. It's about 60 degrees out here. It's still real early spring. It's the real life analog of late February. So, and you live
That's
on
perfect.
an island. This water's gonna be pretty chilly.
I mean, that's perfect. That's how you sober people up.
Selwyn!
Yeah,
Oh,
you good?
what's that? I lost time, Selwyn, again?
No, he just got fucking wasted.
No, it's just I had with the lizard and Zergwood drinking. That's all. I didn't do anything.
You must have taken a drink because you are what we call
You just probably can't focus
human
on you
wasted.
right now.
I
Like
just-
your eyes look like lizards, just rolling independently in different directions.
Selwyn, there's 4 of you.
All right, I guess you need another dunk.
No, I said it's so cold.
Yeah, man. The cold means it's good for you.
Ah.
You can't handle your liquor, you shouldn't get drunk.
I'm sorry, Selwyn. I didn't mean. They asked me for help, and I just. Oh.
What did they ask you to do?
They want me to amputate their deformities.
And
I
you
guess.
said yes.
Well, no, but when a friend asks you for help, you help them.
Right, and sometimes helping is saying no. You won't help them by cutting off their arms. Then they won't have arms to swing with.
But Lizard Man probably never gets help from anyone.
Well, sometimes being a friend means you have to tell them the tough truths.
We're friends.
You probably need another dunk, and I'll give her another dunk.
Stop doing it! It's so cold, Selwyn. Oh.
See?
Oh.
Harsh truths.
Ah.
I think you're good now, though. Do you want to go see what the alcohol hath wrought on the other people? It'll serve as a valuable lesson.
Okay.
Sure glad I can't drink.
I'm sorry, Selwyn. I was just trying to help.
It's all good. I mean, not me you should apologize to. Well, I guess, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'll take the apology, actually. I'm the one who has to do all the bullshit afterwards.
Okay, so the pair of you, well, I guess the three of you, because Ara is actually also here, head back over to the tree where Lizard Man is still just passed out in
Well,
the
if
dirt.
it took them that long to get over there, you'd probably just see like a trail of vomit. And you'd see like maybe 15 feet is as far as like a crawling lizard just on all fours. Just every couple feet just start like dry heaving. And then a couple more feet just crawling.
You're like a cat. Just walking on carpet, throwing up.
That's pretty awesome. Not gonna lie. See, Gray, if I hadn't dunked you, that would have been your fate.
Thank you very much for the. I'm going to go warm now, Solomon. Hey, the
Don't
aura man. How
cast
about
produce flame on her aura.
I cast produce flame, but I don't lash out. I just hold it in my palm and hold it next to her.
That's very nice. Thank you.
Well, maybe we should find the rest of this wasted trio.
Where did where did Zerg go?
I think he went home. Well, partially home.
You got 8 and crew, the drinking buddies. Oh,
There was magic in that bottle, Solomon. I've never.
There was alcohol in that bottle.
It was
It may
dark
seem magical,
magic.
but
It was dark magic, Solomon.
it's a devil for sure.
I watched the lizard attack my tree, and then my vision went.
Well,
Okay.
see, this is what did have Rod. Like, not sure what else to tell you, and I'll start moving back to camp. Walking, trying to avoid the vomit as I pass Lizard.
So he's just walking away from Lizardman, who's just there.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
she'll be fine. He'll be
About
fine. Come on, damn it.
halfway back to the camp. Are you, I imagine you're just hustling. You're not even seeking, so. You don't even give perception checks, really. Zerg? This much time has passed. Are you still just unconscious?
He's unconscious. He's exactly where he was left.
So, just only because he's exactly where you last saw him, you would find Zerg's body similarly passed out, slumped, where he'd briefly spoken with you before, halfway back to camp.
neat.
Then I'll walk up to his unconscious body, give it a little kick,
Nothing.
give him a little bit of a harder kick.
Ah! Why you kick, Zerg? I destroy you!
I'll take one step back, give it your best shot.
Oh, you Sullivan. I like you. You're good people.
You're good people, sir.
You're my favorite people. You know this. You're my best friend. I love you.
Oh, that's very nice.
In like a friendly way, not in the love.
No. I know you and Ilva.
Yes.
Going steady.
Oh, Ilva. Where is Ilva?
Why don't we bring you home to Ilva? Keep that
I
posture on.
love Ilva, but I worry she not love me back. Nobody loves Zerg back.
Let's go figure it out. I'll help him up. And
I don't know how you're half his height. Like, he can't even lean on you for support while he's walking.
well, if me and Aura stand on top of each other, we can
That's all
probably have
there's.
like a lead.
Put on the coat.
I want to go home.
Okay,
Everything
let's get
hurts.
you home.
So the four of you make it home. Lizard Man's still off in the distance somewhere vomiting.
Just gonna
And
leave
you-
that lying.
Do get back to the circus grounds. Not a lot of people out and about. There's still a couple days before they really got to start getting ready. Just mainly a few of the roustabouts and some of the sideshow helping clean up the space where the tent is to be erected, ensuring all the stakes are still well fitted, getting the rigging in place and the eye loops and keyholes nailed into the ground to run the ropes for the massive canvas through. But most people are either in town or resting at what is getting pretty close to noon. A lot of people would have just gone out for various lunch expeditions into Abberton. What you can see is the Cambalis, the Featherfall 5, and one of the practice rings with a little low tightrope working on their business. And some of the dwarves kind of nearby, with the professor sat with a couple of the other side members around the fire, but there's not a lot of people around. Ulva would be of note, working with the roustabouts with the tent and the rigging and the stakes, helping to get all that set up with Sig Jones, the bearded man, and a bunch of roustabouts.
Well, with this, I taught her off away from the rest of the group. I go to the practice wings and I watch them practice. I need some rest.
What
back
about the
to my
rest of you
wagon.
guys?
I'm gonna head back to the wagon and start riding the play. I'll call this the epic vomit factory.
We just dump Zerg in the middle of camp and walk away.
I mean, pretty much. I'll dump him in his wagon, honestly. Keep him there.
Thank you for taking care of Zerg. Nobody takes care of Zerg.
Everybody takes care of Cirque, believe me. We all love you, Cirque.
I love you. I love you all so much. You're so good to Zerg.
Alright, sleep well, buddy. I'll lead him into his caravan and lay him gently on the bed.
Selwyn, dark magic in the bottle. I told you, listen to him.
Yeah, well, that dark magic is in you too. It's just not as strong.
I need to go sit by the fire.
I think you do. I think we all need to take the rest of the afternoon. This is why we don't do day drinking.
I got drunk before noon.
Yeah, that's not good. It's not a good look.
Lizard
Very
Man. The conclusion to our saga. Abandoned 3/4 of a mile away from the camp in the woods.
I'll get back eventually.
It'll be the longest trek of all time. I should know. I've done it.
Twice.
If I get too tired, I'll probably just lay down and sleep. And then if I wake up, I'll probably just keep crawling.
All right. Well, fair enough, I suppose. So, Arbus, as you go to sit by the fire, Professor and the unjoined twins and Cubby are there with some of the roustabouts. And he sees you, and they're struggling to sit down. Arbus, are you well? What happened?
I tried to help a friend. I drank magic from a bottle and I was unconscious for a few hours. I don't know actually. But then Selwyn tried to drown me and now I'm cold, so I thought I would sit next to fire for a little while.
Cubby just walks away from the group.
Hi, Cubby.
Couple of roustabouts kind of start laughing. The twins look really uncomfortable. The professor just kind of shakes his head. Well, hell of a tale, if nothing else. So, are we planning on getting to promoting sometime soon? All of our headliner acts have been occupied with, well, trying to help the mayor and the town. We've got a show this coming Wheel Day. Just, 5 days from now, and we've done mere nothing, save announce it.
We should probably start doing that, huh?
Yeah, sounds like a good idea. Wait, I'm not here.
That's what I was going to ask.
Sorry. Ignore me.
In a wagon, that sounds like a good idea.
We definitely should begin sooner rather than later. We want to be able to capitalize on the success of our previous show. But do tell me, how have adventures been going? You are looking remarkably more well off than yesterday, so
Well,
that much is certainly good.
it's a process.
You
I
kind of
think
recount to him
Yeah, I'm just
what's
kind of
what
filling
you
in.
guys have found at the church and everything. But of note, do you mention what Ricard had told you when you met him on the way in here he couldn't find the mayor?
Yes, definitely. No reason to hold anything back.
His fingers kind of bridged, his chin resting on him. Well, that's certainly concerning. We definitely need to begin advertising for our show, and we can't put that off that much longer, but Mayor of Abberton gone missing is quite a concern. Mayors really hold small backwoods towns like this together, and with his absence, well, the townsfolk have to have money to give us. He
That
had a
makes
big
sense.
part in setting up our opening show, you know. Clearing the land for us, helping us get set, even assisted with the promotions. I can't help but feel that if nothing else, it seems in bad faith. And the last he was seen was here. Well, everything
Yeah.
you're telling me seems to paint a pretty clear picture, Arabus, but it's a concerning one if nothing else. Something's clearly wrong at the Hermitage.
I worry the same. I don't know how they will respond to me, but we may have to try.
And demons. The
Yeah.
House of Abadar. That's blasphemy of nearly the highest order. This he kind of looks up a bit. Well, it's around noon. To my understanding, the Hermitage is quite a journey from town. Some 12 miles down the cliffside at the edge of the island itself. Won't be quick, certainly, so... Well, if you are going to continue investigating, aren't you?
We
At
should
this
try.
point, I feel like if not for the good of the town, for the good of our circus. We stand to lose a lot of coin if we put a show on to nobody.
You're right. You're right. We will save him, Professor. I have faith.
Well, I would hope there's no saving necessary and simply business or misunderstanding, but, well, after everything you've told me, be a fool to count on that one, wouldn't I? Well, damn it all, then. You probably have time to make it given the rest of the afternoon, depending on how arduous the journey really is, but it's not a terrible distance to make in an evening. I only worry what you'll find. And, he kind of looks up and down, well, your state at the moment.
Once the magic wears off, I will be tip-top once again.
That may be a whole night, unfortunately.
Oh,
Well, it seems clear. If you want a best shot at having a successful second show, our next steps are certainly going to take us to the Hermitage of Blessed Lightning. Don't know what's wrong there, but it's clearly something, and it's maybe not just Ariad that's been behind it. She may have put this chain of events in motion. Demons? Demons bearing the cloaks and sigils of the Druids.
very
Something
worrisome.
is
indeed.
certainly wrong indeed. And I suppose we'll have to investigate that next week. Well, tomorrow or this afternoon, but next week for you people who I'm talking directly to in this tiny
Next week.
camera. Next week. Well, Pat seems pretty clear here indeed. The question is the connection here. These demons, full-ass demons, who by the Quasit's own words, were sent to the church with Ariad, with the Druid. And this massive demon that was with them was wearing a Druid's cloak and a symbol of Gazra, holding it together. What the fuck is happening up there? We'll see. Thank you all for hanging out. The stream worked! It didn't blow up!
Yay!
Everything functioned! We did it!